Beautiful look at Busch Stadium here in St. Louis as we get set for Game 1 of the National League Championship Series between the Cardinals and the Dodgers. 71 degrees, clear. There's a chance for a little rain on Saturday, but we're not thinking about that yet because it's Friday night and it's Game 1. And tonight's batting order is brought to you by the Venture Card from Capital One. Carl Crawford will again lead it off for the Dodgers. Mark Ellis, then Hanley Ramirez. Adrian Gonzalez in the cleanup spot. Yasiel Puig is the right fielder hitting fifth. Then Juan Uribe, whose dramatic home run in Game 4 put the Dodgers here. Here's the only change from the NLDS, as Cal mentioned. Andre Ethier back in the starting lineup playing center field. Then it's A.J. Ellis and Zach Greinke on the mound for the Dodgers. And Joe Kelly on the mound for St. Louis, Ronnie.
In spring training, he and Shelby Miller fought for that fifth slot. He did not win it and was sent to the bullpen, but he's come out of the bullpen and no one won more games than his 9 in the second half.
Kelly's 25 years old. He was 10-5 with an ERA of 2.69 and 10-3 as a starter. Cal, how about the defense behind him?
Well, the defense behind him is one that we've seen quite a bit. You got Matt Holliday in left field, John Jay in center, and Carlos Beltrán with his 3 Gold Gloves over in right field. As we move to the infield, on the corners, David Freese and Matt Adams. You have Matt Carpenter at second base, Pete Kozma at shortstop tonight. And behind the plate, I don't recognize this name. Yadier Molina. Yeah, he's only got 5 Gold Gloves. Here's the real key, and Joe Kelly on the mound.
6-man umpiring crew on this postseason evening. Jerry Davis behind the plate. Mark Carlson at first. Mike Everett at second. Bruce Dreckman makes the calls at third. And down the lines, Ted Barrett in left. And Craig Gibson down the line in right. So the Dodgers, as Cal talked about as we came on the air, absolutely ripping it in that first series. Got a couple of home runs in the clincher from Carl Crawford, who had 3 in the series. Hitting as a team, .333, and all kind of 2-out hits, 2-out runs. They had it clicking offensively. The Chevy pitch tracks for Joe Kelly.
Well, you see his pitch arsenal. He'll throw that fastball well over 90 miles an hour. He's got a sweeping sidearm curve and a changeup that is very effective against the left-handed hitters.
They have been waiting all day for this. The first pitch of the National League Championship Series. The Cardinals making their 3rd straight appearance in this round. Carl Crawford is ready. So's Joe Kelly. And we're underway.
Yeah, starting him off with a curveball there, saying, okay, wait a minute, we know you got power. We're not going to take a chance on throwing a fastball right down the middle.
Quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes.
Kelly's first start in Game 3 against Pittsburgh. He gave up a couple of runs in the first inning, so he's trying to include all of his pitches here in the first.
Kelly makes quick work of Crawford. 1 down in the first.
I agree with the curveball choice here for Crawford because that's a slow enough breaking ball. The one that is his power is the slider one that's in between, a little bit off the fastball. But you got to stay back a long time, and putting in the dirt is the place to put it.
Here's Mark Ellis, 0 for 7 lifetime against Kelly, and he takes tight 1-0.
So you spend all that time in the bullpen getting your fastball right, and you come out throwing breaking balls.
Well hit up the middle, base hit, Mark Ellis. So a runner on for Hanley Ramirez.
It's the fastball right there by Kelly. St. Louis St. Louis pitchers against Pittsburgh did such a great job against the 1 and 2 hitter for the Pirates, holding them to a 1 for 38, but an early hit here by Ellis.
Yeah, they did a great job of keeping the traffic to a minimum, and obviously limiting the RBI possibilities. Marte and Walker, just one hit between them.
And sometimes you worry about the big guns too much and you forget about those first two guys. Protection also comes from the front, not necessarily from the hitter behind you. You got guys on base, there's no place to put the big guys.
Hanley Ramirez takes inside. Hit .345 in the regular season in 86 games, and then in the first round in the division series against the Braves, he was only 8 for 16. With a homer and 6 RBIs and 4 doubles and a triple.
You think that's the same helmet he's got on that he wore in the first series?
Count even at a ball and a strike.
That's the same helmet he got when he first came to the Dodgers.
Sometimes the pine tar just builds up. You got it on your hands, you adjust your helmet just like that, and then it just starts to, and then you don't want it to change. You don't want that slippery surface on the top. That's kind of taking it to an extreme though.
He came over in July of 2012 with Randy Choate from the Marlins. Had a big cut, came up empty. 1 and 2. Choate now a member of the St. Louis Cardinals.
I'd say that's the right way to pitch him. Fastballs away and then put the breaking ball on the outside part and try to break it off.
They're going to have to do something different to change it up.
He's a really good in the strike zone hitter, and he doesn't usually chase outside the strike zone, but they got him out a couple of times in that last series just by doing that.
And he hit him with the 1-2 pitch.
He's got elbow protection, but it seemed like it might have missed the pad.
Well, one of the problems with Kelly is that he drops down a little bit on his fastball. I caught him right in the ribs, it looks like. And when he drops down, that ball will chase the right-handed hitter.
Yeah, judging by his reaction, that's smarted.
Cal, you want to give me an idea of what that feels like, kid?
It stings at first, and then the pain just keeps going deeper and deeper. It'll wear off eventually.
Just watch yourself on the walk home. He might smoke you at some point in the side.
Yeah, you want to know what it felt like? I'll show you.
Your description was enough. So 2 on with 1 out.
You know, as crazy as it sounds, though, sometimes you're going to get hit in the lat right there, and it doesn't hurt. And I can't explain that one, but that one hurt.
Gonzalez, another one of those guys who hit over 300 in the series against the Braves. Had a homer and 4 runs batted in. And he hits with runners at first and second and 1 down. Breaking pitch over for a strike, 0-1. Gonzalez, a 100 RBI guy in the regular season, tied for 5th in the National League. No balls, 2 strikes. Dodgers hitting at a .317 clip in that series against Atlanta.
The name of the game is scoring runs and getting those big hits, especially with 2 outs. Bodes well for the offense.
Gonzalez alone had 11 at-bats with runners in scoring position in that series.
By getting ahead, he's gone in twice and missed pretty bad. Is that just from saying, I'm not going to miss out over the plate?
I think that's the key. He just wants to show in there and try to go away to get him out. Gonzalez has pretty good numbers, though, against Kelly. 4 for 7 with a home run.
Waiting on a 1-2. And that ball gets away all the way to the screen. And the runners will move up to second and third.
Well, you don't see that from Yadier Molina too much, even though very difficult ball because it's the fastball. But just with the backhand, he did not move over to try to block it.
He definitely looks like he's trying to guide it in there. And normally you don't anticipate a ball in the dirt on the fastball. So he's getting up there, framing it in. And it looks like he might have slipped a little bit on his front foot. But that's 3 chances now, and all the pitches have been called inside when you get ahead. And it just seems like you're a little bit conservative. You don't want to make that mistake out over the plate. You want to bury it in. You still got to maintain your aggressiveness and make the pitch on the inside part of the plate.
Kelly pitched game 3 of the division series against the Pirates. No decision. Pitched into the 6th and allowed 2 earned runs.
Well, that had to be Molina going out there to see if he was all right physically, and 2, to make sure, just don't throw one in there. It's the best RBI guy they have.
Well, we saw Matheny actually talk to Yadier and say, hey, go tell him, go talk to him.
It's a full count to Gonzalez. Mentioned that he's a 100 RBI guy. He tied for the National League lead in sacrifice flies with 10 with Zach Cozart.
What's the pitch, Ronnie? You got a fastball here?
I think he's going to throw another curveball.
He's pointing to the ground, so it looks like you're right.
He gets Gonzalez for the 2nd out.
Tricked us both.
Well, he did enough inside with the fastballs to go back and counter with that good changeup.
Yeah, if I'm Gonzo right here, I've seen the fastball and the curveball, but I have not seen the changeup yet. And 3-2, you're thinking about those 2 pitches. Oh, forgot about that one.
Big strikeout with runners at 2nd and 3rd. And now Kelly an out away from getting out of a 1st inning jam. Here's Yasiel Puig. Puig's story has been well chronicled by now, but if you don't pay much attention in the course of the regular season and tune in during the postseason, came up in early June, had defected from Cuba, 22 years old, and immediately energized a team that was sinking. Kelly made him look bad, 0-2. He would go on to hit .319 with 19 homers and 42 runs batted in, and led National League rookies in a number of offensive categories.
So we've seen all 4 of his pitches. That was the hard breaking ball that starts on the outside part of the plate and breaks off. You can go out of the strike zone high with the same slider again.
I think if you're the hitter and you're right-handed, the one pitch that you don't think you're going to get because he didn't have control of it and he even hit Hanley with it is that fastball in.
You can use that to your advantage. You hit another guy, you take that pitch away, you just look all away.
Puig laid off, and it's 2-2. He tied with Ramirez for the team lead in hits in the NLDS with 8.
Yasiel's a free swinger, and they're trying to take advantage of the fact when they got ahead of him. But he's showing great discipline right now, laying off those 2 pitches.
Strike 3, tag applied, Dodgers threatened, but Kelly's having none of it. We head to the bottom half of the 1st. And we welcome you back to St. Louis. Tonight's batting order brought to you by the Venture Card from Capital One. Cardinals MVP candidate Matt Carpenter leads it off, playing 2nd. Carlos Beltrán 2nd, then Matt Holliday, and big old Matt Adams in the cleanup spot. Yadier Molina hitting 5th. Center fielder John Jay 6th. Then it's David Freese, Pete Kozma, and Joe Kelly against Zach Greinke.
Well, Don Mattingly talked about Zach Greinke. He said that if Kershaw's his number 1, Zach Greinke is number 1A. Outstanding year this year, 15-4 with that low ERA.
He pitched game 2 of the division series in Atlanta and lost that one. Went 6 innings, gave up a couple of earned runs and 4 hits. Here's Carpenter. This is one of those stories when you look at the Cardinals knocking off the Pirates and you look at this guy's production. He really struggled. He was 1 for 19, yet you still win the series.
I think it all started when he was stuck on 199 during the regular season. Trying to get that 200th hit, you put a little more pressure on yourself. I think he's 1 for his last 27 since getting the 199th hit. It's amazing how it changes your frame of mind when you try to get results. You just need to go out there and let it happen.
He hit 318, which was the best for a leadoff hitter in the National League. Grounded towards second. Ellis ranging and making the play. Nice play by Ellis.
There's a hard ground ball. Mark Ellis ranges over, catches it, and knows how much time he has, so comes all the way around, gets his feet set, makes a nice throw.
What's nice to see with the real smart infielders, which Ellis is, of course, is that beautiful angle he took on the ball that allowed him to make it into an easier play.
Now here's a guy who loves to be in that batter's box in the month of October, Carlos Beltrán. What a postseason performer he has been through the years. Numbers down in the NLDS, but that does not subtract from what he has done in the course of his career. So here you go all time. 345 average. 761 slugging percentage. And those 16 long balls. And Greinke says good morning, good afternoon, good night to Beltrán, 2 down.
That's not even a fair fight right there. Both fastballs right on the corner and low, and then the backdoor slider. That's the one for most hitters. Looks like it comes around the plate, but very sharp, and it's a pitch that Greinke used a lot against Atlanta.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy. I think it came around the plate just a little bit, but he looks extremely sharp right now. Those first 2 fastballs right on the edge, that slider, that backdoor slider right on the edge. Not much for Beltrán to swing at.
That brings up Matt Holliday. Hit 300 in the regular season, hit 300 in the series against the Pirates. Had a home run and 2 runs batted in.
He's just a 300 hitter.
Yeah, exactly. A remarkably consistent Ironman. In the air on a soft liner to Ramirez, who makes the play, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Greinke. Top half of the first, you saw Hanley Ramirez take one in the ribs from Joe Kelly, and then he ended the inning on that broken bat liner from Holliday. Snared the line drive, and you could see the grimace in between innings. Talking to the Dodger training staff. I know, Cal, sometimes you said you can get hit there and it doesn't hurt. This is not one of those cases.
No, not at all. Normally it's just a bruise, and if you do extend yourself, you'll feel it, and that's going to be there, and it's going to be reminders, a nagging reminder. That looks a little bit more serious than that.
Juan Uribe leads it off for the Dodgers in the top half of the second. And what a moment he enjoyed on Monday night at Dodger Stadium with the 2-run homer in the 8th that sent the Dodgers here to the National League Championship Series.
And he hit a 2-strike slider. It's similar to Crawford. That's a power ball for him. Leave it over the plate, make that mistake. That's the right speed. He's still out in front of that curveball. Very similar.
At about 55,000 at Dodger Stadium, absolutely going nuts. David Carpenter of the Braves gave it up. Uribe knew it right away. Kelly ready with a 1-2. Stayed upstairs, count even.
Yeah, hitting it is a matter of timing. And what's has a curveball going for it. It's a real change of speed, a lot less miles per hour, and a big break. The slider has a smaller break and not as much change of speed. So if you make a mistake with that one, it can go a long way.
2-2 foul away.
I was just thinking, watching that swing by Uribe off David Carpenter, who had an outstanding year all year, but now cannot watch TV in October.
I would imagine that stays with you for a while. Even though it was great to see all the players come over and say, hey, it's not your fault. These things happen.
2-2. On the ground, Carpenter. One away here in the second. Carpenter's a guy who's played a lot of places for St. Louis and only made 2 starts at second base last year. But then they turned him into the second baseman, and he spent the offseason working out on the high school field where his dad coaches out there in Prosper, Texas. And he's had a great year. He has prospered, you might say. Or you might not say, unless you want Ron and Cal to groan. Here's Andre Ethier, his first start of this postseason. He was 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter in the Atlanta series.
You know, it is weird going to the other side of the diamond. I'll call second base side the other side. It's almost like you're looking in a mirror and not sure which way you go. And the double play is significantly different to turn because your momentum is going away from the bag as opposed to the shortstop coming towards first base.
No balls and 2 strikes. Ethier, we kept getting reports and talking to Don Mattingly during the previous series. And yeah, he's getting better. But it wasn't until they worked out and Don Mattingly had him run full speed and slide and play in the outfield, shag balls, that he said, okay, he's ready to go. So he's in there starting in center tonight, and he stays alive.
I like what Mattingly said. He pulled him in the office, he looked him in the eye, and he said, you're not saying yes to me. You're saying yes, you're ready to go to those other 24 guys that are in the locker room.
That you're not only ready to play, you're ready to make plays.
The slide was the determining factor. And all us big leaguers, we don't like to practice sliding. We know how to slide, but he had to prove it.
Tapped up toward first, but foul. Ethier hit .272 in the regular season, threw 61 walks, which was the high on the team. And while you talk about him being back in there, you got to give kudos to Skip Schumacher. Pressed into duty as the starting center fielder as they won the first series. The 0-2.
Skip Schumacher, like the other ex-Cardinals, got great hands as they were announced before the game. Nick Punto, and a huge ovation from Mark McGwire.
Was the hitting coach for the Cardinals, now the hitting coach for the Dodgers. And you guys were talking about, is that any factor in this series?
You know, the insights that you get by working with the hitters, you might know how they swing the bat or how they approach hitting, and then you might be able to give that to the pitchers. But Mark McGwire said it's about the pitchers being able to execute. You spend a heck of a lot of time, so you do know some of these small things that go into pitch calling and getting a guy out. So yes, that's valuable information. You still got to execute off of it.
Andre Ethier executes there. 1 out base hit as we check in with the 4th member of our crew, Craig Sager.
Well, they're hoping in the Cardinals dugout that Joe Kelly will settle down a little bit, particularly after that adventurous first inning. Although he struck out the side, he gave up a single, hit a batter, and threw a wild pitch. I don't know if it's nerves or butterflies, but I'll tell you what, he was giddy yesterday. When Mike Matheny said, you are the starting pitcher in game 1, he says, I'm so excited, I can't wait. He said, I just what I dream of as a kid. And he said to me, he said, look, I got chills, I got goosebumps, I can't wait. They may be professional baseball players, but they are not any less human when it comes to emotions. EJ.
Thank you very much, Craig. No balls and 1 strike to A.J. Ellis.
It did seem like he was running a little high, you know, and that's normal. That's the excitement. But you got to get control of that pretty quickly.
On the ground to short. Kozma to second. Carpenter made a nice pickup. That's all they'll get. Ellis at first on the fielder's choice.
This is a nice backhand play. Making sure you try to get one out. And really smart by Carpenter. Not thinking about two here. Just thinking about recording the out. And he was in a position to pick this throw. And get the force out easy. All balls are not double play balls. Many times you'll make a mistake by trying to make them double play balls. Smart defense.
Here's Zach Greinke, and Kelly can't sleep on him. 19 hits in 58 trips in the regular season, 328 average. Nobody had more hits. And this is a high chopper that Kelly fields and throws him out. Inning and a half in the books. We are scoreless. Bottom half of the second inning, and 6'3", 260-pound Matt Adams leads it off for St. Louis.
That's a big man with power all over the field.
Greinke got him 1-2-3 in the first. And misses outside, 1-0.
There's Davey Lopes. Davey Lopes has stole 47 bases at the age of 40 in 1985. Amazing.
Adams waiting on the breaking pitch and fouls it away. You saw that he had homered in the NLDS. This was a big cushion for the Cardinals in the clincher against the Pirates. Guy can just hit it a country mile.
Well, including the NLDS, Alan Craig goes out with an ankle injury, a foot injury. Adams, his Cardinals are 20-8 with Adams in the lineup.
Fouled off the other way and out of play. Well, that's the Cardinal way, isn't it? Ron, you've heard about it for years and years, and that's the way they go about doing things. Next man up.
It wasn't a lot of fun playing against those groups in the 80s. Just, you're right. If some person goes down, another person replaces them, they don't miss a beat.
That is the sign of a really great organization. Having depth, that much depth. When something does happen, and injuries do occur, you got to be able to get through. You got to be able to fill that.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Adams, a product of Slippery Rock. And that's out of play.
Well, Zach has broke out his slow breaking ball. That 72-mile-an-hour one a few times here. Stayed away predominantly until that pitch. I came in a little bit. Lucky to have that one back, I think.
The 2-2. And there is strikeout number 2 for Zach Greinke.
That's the first time we've seen that pitch. Looks like it's almost his hard changeup at 90 miles an hour. Hard to believe. Let's look at his release. Yeah, it is.
And that is a hard changeup. Had a lot of action, a lot of downward movement. I saw another changeup at 87. Had good sinker movement. Very deceptive.
Well, here's Yadier Molina. Talked about Matt Carpenter being an MVP candidate. This guy will again get consideration as well.
Every year he gets it. He's made himself into an outstanding hitter to go along with his sterling defensive play.
I like his leadership qualities too. He knows when to calm a guy down. He's gone in the last month. He's gone out there with a few of the young pitchers at the back end of the bullpen and really got them through those innings.
Those 80 RBIs, a career high, and yet I don't think you can overstate the importance of that too. You talk about good young arms on this staff. You have a presence like that behind the plate. Ball and a strike.
It's not even good enough to give him gold gloves anymore. He wins platinum gloves, which is given to the best National League defender.
On the ground to third. Uribe with a long throw, and Gonzalez kept the bag. 2 up and 2 down here in the second.
A difficult top spin all the way. What makes this difficult is you got to stop your momentum and make a long throw. But Adrian Gonzalez, shows really good footwork and stretches across. That's not easy to make with the runner coming down the line. Just couldn't get the weight all the way to the front side, but still had enough strength in his arm to get it down the air.
Here's the speedy John Jay. Jay plays a great center field, hit .276, and led the team with 10 stolen bases. Cardinals don't steal many.
Zach doesn't come in there too often. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Comeback fastball on the inside. Backdoor breaking ball.
For a strike, 1 and 2.
A good fastball here, and we were talking about it in between innings. Sometimes the good pitchers show you right away that they have their pinpoint control, and Greinke does tonight.
He's right on the edge, both sides. That was an attempt at the hard slider, not on the back door, which the hitter will give up on. He's going to go inside with that one and try to get him to expand the strike zone. Just got over top too much on this pitch.
Good job by Ellis again.
You see Ellis with those day glow stickers on the fingernails. Greinke can see the signs. Lifted into center field. And Andre Ethier makes the play. Greinke has faced 6 and set them all down. Top half of the 3rd inning. And the top of the Dodger order, Carl Crawford, who struck out his first time, waves at that offering from Joe Kelly.
So that's 4 curveballs in a row. So if you're Carl Crawford, you say, okay, that's 4 in a row. I'm going to look for this one. Because he wasn't looking for it on the first pitch.
Crawford goes the other way. That's down for a hit, and it's going to rattle around in the corner. Crawford coasts into second as Holliday got the ball into third. But a lead-off double here in the 3rd for Carl Crawford. Nice piece of hitting.
Well, no, he wasn't looking for the curve because the first fastball he got, he hit down the left field line. When it comes off the bat like that for the left fielder, it has such kind of spin, it kind of works around you. Ooh. See, Crawford was watching the ball and knocked the bag and slipped on it.
On these big Hollywood bases, you don't have to step on the inside corner, but you can use the top of the bag or just the inside to catapult you to second base. It's good traction. Looks like he got it on the top side a little too far and slipped off the back end. Really lucky he didn't sprain an ankle.
Dodgers have had runners on in every inning. Grounded up the middle. Kozma to first. Crawford moves to third with 1 down.
He's making the turn. He knows it's a double, potential triple. He just takes his eye off where he's going to touch the base just for a moment and falls down. Still got the second base way faster than I would have, even if he fell down.
Well, the Dodgers had runners at second and third in the top half of the 1st, but Kelly struck out Gonzalez and Puig to get out of it. Here, Crawford at third with one down for Hanley Ramirez, who got plunked in the ribs his first time. The Dodgers infield in on the edge of the grass. Grounded foul, and Tim Wallach makes the smooth play. 0-1.
He knows that hot corner with all the years he had in Montreal.
Yeah, this is a good shot right now. Now they're tight. They started out halfway to give the feeling to Hanley that we're just going to play it back here, and you might be able to hit a ground ball to us. But during the pitch, they came running in. Now they're tight. I always thought that was hokey, in a sense, starting your infielders back. If you're running straight in as the pitch comes to home plate, you don't have the lateral range anymore. But it's been explained to me a couple of times that it can be distracting to a hitter while you're running in, and you can get away with sneaking a strike in or sneaking a pitch in. I'm not so sure I believe that strategy, though.
He bounced that up there, and Molina somehow kept it in front and kept Crawford at third.
Unbelievable block. There's no way you could teach that.
He put both of his hands up to try to make him as big a target as he could to try to keep this ball in front of him.
And watch how the ball bounces. It's a slider, so it's going to bounce back and hits him right in the middle of the chest.
One thing we didn't talk about, I don't think this is a great play here by Molina, but I don't like this play of the infield in this early third inning. Ramirez is up. It's tough enough to get him out when you're in the regular position.
But again, some of those strategies that you might employ in the regular season, the runs are a little bit harder, so you want to put the pressure on now and take a chance. I don't dislike the move. It's become a whole lot more popular, not just to give someone a run where a ground ball goes up the middle. Force them to beat you, force them to pass you.
Ramirez ahead in the count, 3-1. Carl Crawford 90 feet away in a scoreless game here in the third.
Very rarely do you see the third baseman playing deeper than the shortstop.
Broke his bat down the line in left and foul.
Bat boy going to get a bat that did not have one available for Hanley.
You know, it seems so easy from up here to get a guy in from third with less than 2 out. Ramirez was 11 for 15. It's almost automatic for him.
Well, it is easy for him.
But as we've seen earlier, with first base open, he could get any pitch here. He's going to cover the fastball, the curveball, the slider, and potentially a changeup.
Kelly with the payoff. And runners are at the corners now with 1 out. First walk issued by Kelly. He did hit a batter, and it was Ramirez who stands at first.
With all the excitement, we failed to mention Ellis's productive out. That really puts the pressure on, which then could end up with another base run and a walk. You want to pitch too carefully to Hanley with a guy on third base and less than 2 outs.
Here's Adrian Gonzalez. Struck out his first time with runners at second and third. Here he bats with runners on the corners. Chevy pitch tracks.
You know, if you're Kelly in this situation, just trying to get Gonzalez to hit a ground ball.
Ran it inside and missed. 2-0. Kelly a big, deep breath as he steps back on the rubber.
What do you think? Fastball away?
Three and oh.
Fans are booing because they're seeing Molina catch the ball right in the middle of his body, but that ball is running off the plate. You've got to be worried about Gonzalez swinging here, 3-0.
And they are loaded for Yasiel Puig. Back-to-back walks by Kelly. And Derek Lilliquist, Cardinals pitching coach, will have a word with the Cardinals starter.
Yeah, I'm a little perplexed by that. You know, being that fine. Away and then in, and then 2-0, let's set up off the plate, and then 3-0 kind of set up off the plate. You're asking for a big inning right here.
Yeah, it was almost like a pitch around, right?
Yeah, and you can't afford a big inning early in the ball game.
People always talk about how seamless it was from Matheny, from La Russa. Also seamless with Lilliquist and Duncan.
This was a June 6th grand slam by Puig against Atlanta. He bats with the bases loaded here in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series.
And he's ready to swing on the first pitch.
Ready to swing off the bus. Dodgers lead from every bag. Already at the 50 pitch mark is Joe Kelly. Trying to work out of a major jam here in the third.
That's a perfect pitch if you're a Cardinals fan, and one that's kind of borderline if you're a Dodgers fan. These have been stressful innings for him, these first three. A lot of runners on base. Has to make big pitches.
Puig wants time. He struck out his first time with runners at second and third. Dodgers trying to break out here on top in a scoreless Game 1. Two balls and one strike.
Ball ran in off the plate. Good call.
Shelby Miller is up in the St. Louis bullpen.
I've got to believe this is an action pitch right here.
Right back to the mound. He bobbles, gets the force at the plate. 2 down. What do you think, Cal? If he fields that cleanly, do you have a 1-2-3 double play?
Well, as a hitter, that's the worst thing, and yes, but the speed of Puig will make that a challenge coming down to first base. But if he fields it cleanly, I think he's got a chance to go home to first on that double play.
As it is, they get the out. 2 down, bases still loaded now for Juan Uribe. Up the middle and through for a base hit. Here comes the throw to the plate. It'll be late and cut off, and the Dodgers are on top, 2-0. Juan Uribe, who got him here with the long ball in the 8th inning in Game 4 against Atlanta, gets the Dodgers on the board with a huge 2-out single.
Cal, what were you talking about in the open? 2-out runs?
They're big. You're one pitch to getting out of this whole jam, and Uribe comes up and hits the first pitch. A fastball to get ahead, hard right back up the middle. It could have been a potential play on Agon at home plate, but not quite a strong enough throw.
So runners at first and second, 2 runs in for the Dodgers. And Andre Ethier steps in. He singled his first time. In the air to shallow center field, Jay makes the play. But the Dodgers break out on top. Couple of runs courtesy of Juan Uribe's RBI single. And the Cardinals trying to answer as the Dodgers scored 2 in the top half. David Freese leads it off against Zach Greinke. And takes a strike. Freese, one of those guys who came up big in the clincher against the Pirates, the 2-run homer off Garrett Cole.
It's almost like we're watching 2 different approaches to pitching. You can see his ERA is great all the way around. Great in shutdown innings also. Greinke very aggressive, throwing lots of strikes, attacking the hitters. And Kelly just the opposite.
The 0-2 just missed, all in 2 strikes.
See the balls in the box right there. One low right on the edge, one inside right on the edge, one outside on the edge. He's not throwing too many balls down the middle of the plate.
Off speed fooled him, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Greinke.
Outstanding. That's that overhand curveball that he just purposely throws it in the dirt, handled by Ellis, trying to get to see if Freese will swing at it, and he did.
And you feel like even though with 2 strikes you got to cover all the pitches. I've just got 3 fastballs, and that's all I've seen right now. So when the curveball comes out of your hand, you might be thinking off speed, but you still can't wait.
Now here's the number 8 hitter, Pete Kozma.
Got the benefit of a high strike. Showed right on the edge.
There's his pitch arsenal. Jerry Davis, the home plate umpire, has been hunting strikes tonight.
Is that why you were reaching for your glove?
That's right.
And your spikes.
Exactly.
So when you say hunting strikes, is that when the umpire is thinking strike first?
I think he's aggressive. He's thinking of wanting to call strikes, as opposed to, you get some games where umpires are, you know, they're looking at the pitch first, not sure if it's a strike. Sometimes you get an umpire just being real aggressive that night.
And it probably has everything to do with Greinke's control right here. That's why the good pitchers are the ones that have the good control do get the benefit of the doubt, is that you almost assume they're going to throw a strike. I never like the umpires assuming a strike is eminent. I'd rather them say, okay, until you prove it to me, throw it over home plate, I'm going to call it a ball until I see it over home plate.
Boy, he tied up Kozma there. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 3rd.
Oh, that's a cool shot of Jerry Davis following that ball. Right out of the pitcher's hand.
8 up and 8 down.
We can almost say it's official now. He's sharp.
Yes.
We sensed it in the first inning. He proved it again in the second. But right now, he's sharp.
Here's Joe Kelly.
So Dodgers batting order is almost coming up on 3 times. And the St. Louis Cardinals, they're just getting their first chance.
So Ernie, explain this to me. Joe Kelly wears his glasses while he pitches. He doesn't wear them while he hits.
That is an excellent question. I thought it was going to be about Machine Gun Kelly and if that story was true. 2 balls and a strike. Kelly actually, when he was in school at UC Riverside, told their publicity staff that he was a distant relative of Machine Gun Kelly the gangster, and they put it in the media guide. Later fessed up that he was just kidding. Through to left field. First hit of the night for the Cardinals, and it comes from Joe Kelly.
Hard two-hopper, hits in the dirt area around home plate, develops a topspin, and then that second hop scoots through the infield. Perfectly placed.
Well, Mike Matheny was extolling the virtues of Joe Kelly before the game. What a great athlete he is.
Matt Carpenter takes a strike, 0-1. He grounded out to second his first time on a nice play by Mark Ellis. He had to go to his left and then pivot in right field to throw him out. Ball and a strike. Greinke set down the first 8 he faced, striking out 4, and then Kelly picks up the first hit of the night for the Cardinals. They trail 2-0.
What kind of changeup is that Greinke throws?
Yeah, it's not like the big circle changeup. It's hard to throw it that hard.
And that's it again.
It's almost like he's just turning over a 2-seamer. Lots of movement though.
Yeah, the grip on the ball takes away the speed. It looks like it's in the palm of his hand. It looks like a circle change. I guess the further you get it back in your fingers, the harder it is to throw harder. The more you get it out on the edge.
And I think that's why he throws it sometimes 90 miles an hour. Doesn't bury it into his palm.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Matt Carpenter now 1 for 20 in this postseason after his ground out in the first. He tried to paint but missed. Count full to the Cardinals leadoff hitter.
Well, including his start against the Braves in the NLDS, he only has 9 walks in his last 9 starts. So a control artist Greinke is.
Kelly will get a running start from first. And Carpenter draws a walk there at first and second.
Cardinal fans have to like that at bat from Matt Carpenter, laying off a couple tough changeups. Many times you look at a hitter and say he's looking hitterish. And that at bat, he looked like he was seeing the ball really well.
Two-out rally here in St. Louis for the Cardinals.
What does Smoltz say about a walk in the playoffs?
Even a walk's a rally, especially when it follows a hit. First and second, 2 down. And Carlos Beltrán takes, 1-0. Beltrán homered twice in the Pittsburgh series and knocked in 6 runs.
Interesting for any pitcher. Go through the first 8 hitters, no pitching from the stretch. Now he's gotten into the stretch and has lost a little bit of his control.
I can't get over how relaxed Beltrán looks to me. And that's the key to performing in the postseason. He's just moving his bat, looking around. This is an exciting time of the game, and he's not affected.
That's over for a strike, 2-1.
Carlos is saying to himself, Zach, you can't be perfect on me all night. Another perfect fastball on the corner.
Beltrán was caught looking his first time. Balls and 1 strike. Matt Holliday waiting on deck.
He doesn't have to give in. Probably going to stay away with the fastball, or even we could see that hard changeup, 3-1.
Pretty well hit. Right center field. Back to the track. Ethier cannot make the play. That's going to score a run. It scores 2 as Carpenter comes around following Kelly. And boy, has Beltrán delivered here in the 3rd.
Just a little changeup, and he did throw that pitch, but Beltrán was waiting. And what did you say before? You got to play, you got to make plays. Ethier not able to make that play.
It's a difficult play, running full speed, jumping up, trying to catch a ball against the fence. Just eludes Ethier.
And the game is tied at 2. Boy, an inning that began with back-to-back strikeouts. Then a single, a walk, and a 2-run double by Beltrán. And here's Holliday. Ellis behind second. Makes the call. And that'll do it for St. Louis. We wondered if they would respond to the 2 by the Dodgers. Boy, did they. Tie going to the 4th. And there's the man, Carlos Beltrán. At it again in the postseason. Knocks in a couple with a double off the wall. So now if you're Joe Kelly, Ronnie, you were a little shaky. I had a lot of traffic on the bases, and now you're boom, okay, we're back even. Now it's a 2-2 game.
Yeah, you have to play tricks for yourself. Say, hey, I have not been good so far. I've been around the strike zone, not throwing enough strikes. You see his ERA and shutdown, and it's what you have to tell yourself, though, is that, hey, I've weathered the storm. I'm going to get better now. Start being more aggressive.
He faces A.J. Ellis, the Dodger catcher, here in the top half of the 4th.
Interesting for a National League pitcher. Sometimes you can get yourself into the game by your at-bats, and that might happen for Kelly.
Breaking pitch inside, a ball and a strike. Ellis was 4 for 12 in the Atlanta series. And one of the guys he idolized Coming up the ranks is the guy who manages the St. Louis Cardinals, Mike Matheny. So they like the way that catching came first for Matheny. Hitting was second. One-two, he checked his swing, count even. Tried to check again, but could not. And Mark Carlson said he went. Hey, I think I may have the answer to your question. Craig Sager, what's up with the glasses on Joe Kelly?
Well, he does wear them to pitch, does not wear them to hit. Adam Wainwright asked him, he goes, what are you doing? Why do you do this? He said it's the craziest answer he ever heard. According to Kelly, he sees the ball too well when he wears glasses at the plate. He picks up the spin, he gets excited, gets anxious, and he swings at everything. So according to Kelly, it's better if he doesn't see the ball as well.
There's a grounder to first. Kelly gets over and sees the bag quite well. Steps on it for the second out as Greinke's retired.
I agree with Adam Wainwright. That is the craziest explanation I've ever heard.
Yeah, I was thinking the prescription can't be that great. Because when you're at home plate, you need to see that ball. You might not think you need to see rotation and spin, but you need to see if it's going over the plate or coming at you. I think it would be more critical to have to wear your glasses as a hitter.
That may be the first time you've ever heard somebody say, I must see the ball too well at the plate. Got to change that.
Well, that's why I went to you, Ernie, with the analysis, because you're a glass wearer.
And I never take them off.
Are you a good hitter?
You already know that answer. 2 down. And Crawford slaps it the other way. Holiday is there. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Joe Kelly. Tied in the middle of the fourth. All tied up at 2 as we head to the bottom half of the fourth. Matt Adams struck out his first time. Had a big cut, fouled it straight back 0-2. You know, we talked about that Cardinal way, and you talk about developing homegrown talent. 17 of the 25 players on the Cardinal roster homegrown, came up through the system. And Matt Adams, one of them. He takes, and it's not always the guys who are high draft picks. Here's a guy in 2009, drafted in the 23rd round, number 699 overall. And he steps in when you lose a key piece like Craig and delivers. Went upstairs and got him. Second strikeout of Adams by Greinke. Moments ago, we spoke with Dodgers manager Don Mattingly in the dugout, brought to you by Charles Schwab. Don, great start for Zach Greinke, sets down 8 in a row. Then what happened?
Yeah, we let that pitcher get on there, and we walk the guy and get to Carlos. We really don't want to get to him with men on base, or actually any of these guys. But, you know, we didn't get that pitcher, got us in a little trouble.
Hey, Don, talk about Hanley's injury. Got hit in the ribs, but he made that stretch. What's the status of that injury?
Yeah, he seems like he's okay. That got him pretty good in the ribs. He was able to go underneath, swing, move around enough. Obviously, we thought his at-bat was pretty good. Didn't look like he was favoring anything. So it looks like he's okay.
Thanks to Don Mattingly for giving us a couple of minutes between innings as Yadier Molina takes outside. He grounded to third his first time.
When you're talking about homegrown talent, You know, ideally, you get to shape the player, you get to know the player, you get to evaluate the player. You really know what you have and teach the player. And it's not always the high draft picks. Hitting is difficult. Evaluating a hitter is even more difficult.
Ball and 2 strikes to Molina. Damn.
Looks like Greinke's come out and really been aggressive with the fastball this inning. Did it with Adams, kind of elevated, got him out of the strike zone, pitches ahead, trying to reestablish that control in that fastball.
Two in the air, over there by the line in right, foul territory, and Gonzalez can't quite get there. Another chance for Molina. A long run for 3 players.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone could have actually caught up to that ball, but that's one of those that if you're the other 2 pursuing and you don't have a chance, you might want to give way to give the one person a chance to really catch it. I think in that case, Gonzo had the best chance of making a miraculous play. But you got to keep in mind, too, Puig is coming about 100 miles an hour, and he's big and he's strong. That plays a factor.
Well, their entire outfield plays really deep, so does Puig, so not going to get to that ball, even though he has the great speed.
Greinke with a 2-2. Lined up the middle. 1 out, base hit. You see the roster construction comparison. We talked about the homegrown players on the St. Louis side, but trades and free agency, more the way the Dodgers were built.
And the end result is the Dodgers have over a $200 million payroll, and St. Louis is right around $100 million.
And here they are battling for the right to go to the World Series, Game 1 of the NLCS.
Either way, both teams have a lot of talent. One costs a little bit more than the other.
John Jay in the air to left center field. Crawford calls for the 2nd out.
You know how I like to look at the velocity and the flames coming up. Greinke's hit 95 a couple times, which is a good sign. He's feeling good. He's establishing his fastball again. Might have threw 1 too many to Molina for the base hit, but he is flaunting his fastball right now.
Here's David Freese with Molina at first.
A lot of shakeoffs, and this to the slow breaking ball, it looks like.
Greinke's had an interesting career. He won the Cy Young in 2009. But after that, he started to mold himself into kind of a control pitcher. He used to be a guy that would punch out, 10 plus in a lot of his starts.
The 2 runs he allowed in the Atlanta series came with 2 out. The 2 he's allowed tonight with 2 outs. Ramirez will take that one himself. A step on the bag for the inning-ending force. 4 innings in the books. 2-2. We head to the top half of the 5th inning in a 2-2 game. Games 1 and 2 of the NLCS here in St. Louis. 3, 4, and 5 in Los Angeles. 6 and 7 if it goes that far back here in St. Louis. And Mark Ellis leads it off for the Dodgers in the 5th. Singled in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd.
Matheny said he had plenty of fastball. 96 was plenty of fastball. Moving a lot too.
Count even, a ball and a strike.
I think of the Puig at bat when he got ahead and then still ran that fastball in and jammed him right back to the pitcher's mound. That's a true indication of your fastball when the hitter has the advantage and he still doesn't hit it hard.
Ellis hit that ball pretty well to the gap in left center field, but John Jay can cover a lot of territory. One down. In the dugout, brought to you by Charles Schwab. Moments ago, we spoke with Cardinals manager Mike Matheny. Mike, assess for me what you've seen out of Joe Kelly. Was he a little too amped maybe when the game started?
Yeah, possibly. I know Derek Lillick was talking to him a little bit about not quite be so jumpy with his legs and try to just back off a little bit. He's got plenty of life, plenty of fastball. It's just a matter of getting a good feel and controlling the counts. When we're working behind, bad things happen.
Mike, speak to Molina and what he means to your young pitching staff.
Well, he's an extra coach that we have all the time, but he's just got such instincts. We talk so much about the things that you can measure that he does with the defense and throwing the guys out, blocking balls and hitting the ball. But what he brings to this club and how much he helps this young staff, you can't even measure.
Thanks to Mike Matheny. A little foreshadowing by you, Cal, that still a lot of fastball.
I was pretty smart there, pretty intuitive, wasn't
like
I?
You knew he was going to say that.
I was admiring myself for that.
Hanley Ramirez batting with one down here in the fifth. Hit by a pitch in the first, walked and scored in the third when the Dodgers scored their 2 runs.
Sometimes the hitter can take advantage of the fact that he's got drilled. Almost say, okay, he's not going to come back in there again. They don't want to hit me again. But it looks like they're coming in a little bit with an off-speed pitch. Molina set up a little in, wanted it down.
Well, it's the little things that Molina just did there that can help a pitcher's confidence. He did not throw a good pitch there, held on to it too long, but Molina shook his head like, that's all right, that's fine. That changed the speeds, now we can go to another pitch.
Two-one goes the other way. Nice stop by Adams at first, and Kelly covers. Give the big guy a blue star in the scorebook. 3-1 on the put-out.
Line drive the other way. Didn't know whether he wanted a full-out dive for it, but got himself in a position to catch the short hop.
How about the positioning to get him that far off the bag to get right in that hole so they can play the second baseman up the middle. Fine play. Nifty feet for the big fella.
He went to rookie ball with the Cardinals with all his catcher's gear. Showed up and looked on the wall. He was posted as a first baseman. Never caught. Made a big play there for the second out here in the fifth. Here's Adrian Gonzalez in the hole, and there's a base hit with 2 down.
What did he do with his catcher's gear?
So you're asking me these questions. Why does Kelly wear the glasses and not wear the glasses? What did Adams do with his catcher's gear? I don't know. Runner at first with 2 down.
Well, the shift giveth, and sometimes the shift taketh away. And Gonzalez going the other way with Cosma shaded up the middle.
It was the hole created by the shift.
But I still can't see that. As a shortstop that prided himself on making the right decisions in positioning, those two type of hitters can hit the ball. Ramirez and Gonzalez can hit the ball all over the place, and you got a guy on the mound that's throwing 97. Those sorts of shifts just don't make sense to me in those situations.
Puig takes upstairs 1-0.
And granted, it wasn't the full shift that you see with Madden's team in Tampa, but still, it's a pretty severe shift. Playing the outfield straight away here, playing the infield to pull against Puig.
Puig struck out his first time, and then in the third, when the Dodgers rallied, he had a comebacker to Kelly, who didn't field it cleanly, did get a force at the plate, and Puig reached on the fielder's choice. Later, Uribe delivered a 2-run single.
Well, this is the equivalent of a 20-second timeout here taken by Molina. Going to go out, talk to his pitcher, knows this is a dangerous pitch. It's 2-0, Puig's up, fastball count, and you're trying to get a pitcher ready. It's Lance Lynn in the bullpen.
He had Shelby Miller up earlier in the game when he was running into trouble in the early innings. Here it's 2-0 to Puig with 2 out and a runner at first. Three balls and no strikes.
That's where you got to go to get him out. They came in even 2-0. They're coming in on him, ran it in just off the inside corner.
They don't let rookies hit 3-0, do they?
With this kind of power, yes, absolutely.
Takes a strike. 3-1.
We don't know if he's a good 3-0 hitter or not. Sometimes it's a mental thing with some hitters. They get to 3-0 and then you start to think conservatively. I can't swing at a ball outside. That might be the best pitch you're going to get to hit in this at bat.
75th pitch about to be delivered, and it's a strike, and the count's full. And that gets them on their feet here at Busch. Popped him up. Freeze calls. And that'll do it for the Dodgers in the top half of the 5th. 8-9-1 due for the Cardinals in a 2-2 game. Here's Pete Kozma. Struck out his first time. Greinke set down the first 8 he faced, striking out 4 along the way. But when he allowed Joe Kelly, the Cardinal pitcher, to reach on a 2-out single, it opened the door, and the Cardinals took advantage.
Interesting. That's his line. Last inning, he came out pumping fastballs. First 2 pitches here to Kozma, both breaking pitches from Greinke.
I thought the last one was more of an invented breaking pitch. Almost looked 3/4, different speed.
Again, took something off and fooled him for the first out. Here's something our cameras caught in between innings here. Even stretching done the Cardinal way. Look at this in perfect sync. It's Trevor Rosenthal, the closer, in the middle.
You'll see various degrees of stretching by guys in the bullpen all the time, but never together. Usually they have their own routine, but not here at the Cardinals. Everyone is on the same plan.
Here's Joe Kelly. Tries to lay one down, fouls it off.
I like the stretching part when you got on the ground, so you can almost look like you're stretching and then just resting.
No balls and 2 strikes. Tantalizing breaking pitch from Greinke.
And this is the slower one. It's in the 60s. 69 coming up there. Reminds me a little of Mike Messina. Playing behind him, he could invent breaking pitches and slow the speeds down. Mike Boddicker, another longtime guy, could do the same thing.
Ball and 2 strikes again. Kelly going without the glasses at the plate, with the glasses on the mound.
It worked the first time.
So Kelly goes down swinging for the second out in the fifth. Seventh K of the night for Greinke. That ties his postseason career high. And now the top of the order, and Matt Carpenter rounded out his first time, walked in the third, and scored on that Beltrán two-run double. And you look at the year he had, 63 multi-hit games, led the National League. 126 runs was number one. He had 55 doubles. Broke the St. Louis record for left-handed hitters, held by Stan the Man Musial. So that's why when you hear his name in MVP discussions, it figures prominently. Carpenter waits on a 1-1. Again, Greinke drops the curveball in, a ball and 2 strikes.
It's almost like Greinke said, the fifth inning is going to be the slow curveball inning for me.
Yeah, sometimes it's less about the weakness of the hitter and more the strength of the pitcher. But you're right, he's coming out mixing in a lot of breaking balls, and it was actually the opposite last inning with the fastball.
Just did get a piece. Count stays 1-2.
You know, it's interesting, whenever you're trying to decide on where people are going to hit in your lineup, you know, Matt Carpenter, if you put his skills in a computer, it wouldn't spit out leadoff hitter. This guy doesn't run particularly well, but he did a fantastic job in that leadoff position.
Balls, 2 strikes. Carpenter hitting here with nobody on and 2 down in the fifth. And Greinke strikes out the side as he gets Carpenter looking to end the fifth. Top half of the 6th inning here in game 1. Uribe Ethier and A.J. Ellis, the 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Dodgers against Joe Kelly. Uribe takes a strike. He's the guy responsible for the 2 Dodger runs that came in the 3rd. 2-out run scoring single. And quickly Kelly ahead 0-2. Looks like he's settled in a little better now.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head, Cal, when you guys were talking about he looked a little jittery at the beginning. Looked like he wanted to throw the ball through a brick wall. Now is settled down, starting to throw the pitches where Molina's calling them.
The 0-2 is popped foul back toward us.
Remember we talked about that breaking ball that Uribe covers? It's an 82-mile-an-hour sort of slider that's right in that speed. And he had a good swing on that. That was a hanging 82-mile-an-hour. He knows it.
It's the same pitch he hit out in Los Angeles. The exact same pitch. Up in his eyes.
Not exactly where you wanted it on an 0-2 pitch. I don't like the terminology waste of pitch, as you know. There should always be a purpose on what you're trying to do to set up the next pitch, but I'm sure he didn't intend to hang that slider.
A ball and 2 strikes. Kelly had postseason experience last year. 7 appearances in relief in the NLDS and NLCS. Only runs he allowed was in the Game 7 against the Giants as Uribe singles to lead off the 6th. He's 2 out of 3. Let us check in with Craig Sager. Segs.
Oh, thanks, DJ. It's time for the Bank of America game break. The Detroit Tigers are in the American League Championship Series for the 3rd straight year. Miguel Cabrera broke out of a personal drought, his first home run since September 17th. A's rookie Sonny Gray outdueled by Justin Verlander, who took a no-hitter into the 7th. Game 1 of the American League Championship Series tomorrow night on Fox. DJ.
All right, thank you very much, Craig. Yeah, Verlander looking good last night. we watched that game while we had dinner. We were on. Everybody was on no-hit alert. Ethier fouls back the first pitch, 0-1.
Verlander set a pretty high standard for himself for a couple of years. And by his standard, he didn't have the same kind of year, but he's found it.
And right at the right time.
Ethier in his return to the starting lineup, 1 out of 2.
Going back to the changeup again after just missing on the outside edge.
Way out in front, 1-2.
That was his best one all night.
I'm talking about Greinke's changeup, the difference in the velocity and of his fastball and his changeup, only 4 or 5 miles per hour difference. There's about 10 miles an hour difference between his. That's usually about the right distance, the right separation, 95 to 85.
1-2 missed, count even. Uribe, the runner at first, singled to lead off the 6th. He hit .375 in the Atlanta series, and he's 2 for 3 tonight. Ethier takes a strike. And I don't know if he liked it, but it's 1 down.
Good sequence here for Kelly. First pitch fastball down the middle, then a perfect little fastball that didn't get called. Changeup back to back, and then came inside with a fastball perfectly placed. Good sequence there for Kelly and Molina.
Well, that's what the changeup does, sets up the inside fastball. And the separation and the speed, you can't cover both of them. You know, we saw Beltrán hit the ball on a changeup off the wall because the speed is not that much different. You got to make a real good location pitch.
A ball to A.J. Ellis. That's 5 strikeouts now for Kelly. Had 3 in the first inning as he pitched out of trouble.
Usually when you go out here now, Matheny's starting to think about Crawford's up after the pitcher, Greinke, trying to get a left-hander up to be ready just in case, so the inning doesn't get away from the Cardinals.
Yeah, the matchup thinking begins right now.
Yep.
Will they pinch hit for Greinke? Will they not? We've seen that they will at the right opportunity. Tough call. When you have a pitcher on the mound, you want to get a couple more innings out of him.
Right through the heart. Ball and a strike. Didn't mean to, and fouled it over there near the camera folks, near the Cardinals dugout. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Randy Choate and Seth Maness in the Cardinal pen. Balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty good pitch at first glance. I thought it was a little high. It seemed like it had the plate and it was in the strike zone.
Count full now with Uribe at first and 1 down.
Yeah, I like putting the runner in motion. I like Uribe taking off here. The risk is you strike out, throw him out. But the reward is if you hit a ground ball, you advance from the second base and hit a ground ball in the hole of the infielder, then you go first and third.
Broken bat on the 3-2. Ellis is thrown out for the second out. Uribe running on the pitch is at second. Freese made that play with that bat flying toward him.
Good play by Freese and good job by Mattingly and the Dodgers having Uribe on the run.
And here's Greinke.
When you hit 300, over 300 for the season, you get an opportunity to hit for yourself here.
Yeah, it makes an easier decision, doesn't it?
Yep.
When Mike Young hit for him in the last series, he even said, okay, yeah, I'm hitting 300, but I'm nowhere near that hitter.
He said, I'm a good hitter for a pitcher. He's a good hitter for a hitter.
The only difference here is with Greinke up, the outfield can play shallow. Doesn't have that much power. Makes it a more difficult run to score for Uribe.
If you're Juan Uribe, you want to get an aggressive secondary, and you really want to be in tune to go on contact. With 2 outs, there's no reading. You're just going as soon as the ball is hit on contact. Well, it's imperative that he gets his maximum lead and gets the best jump to give them a chance to score. No one's holding him on. He can take a little bigger lead.
Two 2-0 to the Dodger pitcher. Greinke, one of his 4 runs batted in on the year, coming against the Cardinals. And he's got the go-ahead run out there at second in the person of Uribe, as he bats with 2 down here in the 6th. The 2-0 lofted into left center. Jay calling, and that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 6th. It remains 2-2. And here's the guy who did the 2-out damage in the 3rd, Carlos Beltrán. With 2 out, Joe Kelly, the pitcher, got the first St. Louis hit. Matt Carpenter drew a walk, and then Beltrán hit one off the wall that scored 2.
I don't think he was looking for that changeup. It was a hard changeup, hit it off the end of the bat just a little bit. Still carried out to the wall in right center field.
He was called out on strikes his first time. Beltrán well out in front. Here's the big 2-out rip, and Ethier got there but couldn't make the play. 2 runs scored, and that came after the Dodgers had taken the lead in the top half.
Back to the slow curveball again.
And he taps it back to Greinke for the first out. Greinke has struck out 8. His regular season high was 9 3 times. And those 8 strikeouts establishing a new postseason high for him.
That's interesting. Each at bat lends itself to going over how the pitcher got you out. Holliday has been jammed twice by Greinke. Is he a veteran enough hitter? Well, he certainly is, to look inside for 1 strike.
He hit a soft liner to Ramirez his first time, broke his bat, and then popped to Ellis at second in the 3rd.
It's one of the few cutters we've seen. Well, that would indicate he has the ability to make the adjustment, especially off Greinke. But you do have to get him out in. He likes the ball out over the plate. Can't pitch him exclusively in, though. You got to go away and then come back in. He doesn't expand the strike zone too much on the inside part of the plate. That's why he's a 300 hitter.
He has fooled them all night with that pitch, a ball and a strike.
And I'm thinking, Ronnie, he was thinking that I'll leak a little bit, looking for that running fastball on the inside that had him way out in front of that curveball. There he is coming back in now.
Turns on it, but well foul.
That answers your question.
The good part about that pitch, though, for a pitcher, if you execute it, it's very difficult for the hitter to keep it fair.
It's almost impossible in that pitch to keep it fair. Hitters will pull their hands in an attempt to get the barrel to the ball, and that will have an effect where you can hit it more straight down the line. But he was thinking about that. You're not going to get in my kitchen again. Now Greinke's got a lot of options, including this fastball inside.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's what you were talking about, Cal.
As your body goes out, like your normal stride, you see the ball chasing you a little bit. And if you're in a good hitting position, you have the ability to adjust your hands on the swing.
To center field, Ethier in a few steps for the second out. Want to know the secrets of being a home run hitter? Tim Ferriss shows you how to knock it out of the park. Go to upwave.com/baseball. Well, here's Matt Adams. Strikeout victim in both plate appearances against Greinke here in game 1. Game 2 of this series Saturday afternoon. And Clayton Kershaw gets the ball from Don Mattingly and Michael Wacha for the Cardinals. Not even a ball and a strike.
I got to see the Cardinals a lot in spring training this year. Two most impressive players in spring training, Michael Wacha and Matt Adams.
I mean, Wacha finishes the regular season within a whisker of a no-no and then starts doing the same thing in his first postseason start. Adams waits on a 2-1 from Greinke. Ellis playing the rover position basically and throws him out from shallow right. 1-2-3 inning for Greinke. Moving to the 7th in a 2-2 game, and the Cardinals go to the pen. Randy Choate to face Carl Crawford, Dodger leadoff hitter.
Veteran left-hander, journeyman, 64 games this year, but his last 13 appearances, no runs given up.
Crawford swings at the first pitch, and Freese makes the play for out number 1. And that's exactly what Choate was brought on to do. Get the left-handed hitting Crawford. And it took him a pitch.
He's got to be spent.
I want to get that job.
Can't bring him back tomorrow now.
Now here's Seth Maness.
You'll see a lot of curveballs against the right-handed hitters for Maness. See 66 games this year. Outstanding year.
There's a strike. This kid works quickly. He'll turn 25 on Monday. He gets that ball from Molina and he's ready to go. Quickly ahead, 0-2. Ellis is 1 out of 3 and takes a moment to dig back in. And he's going to call time.
He's got a very unusual motion, kind of short arms it up there. But he does not walk people, throws strikes.
Boy, in the minors, a 10-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
High leg kick, but after that, just throws it right from his ear, almost like a catcher.
Yeah, not a lot of drive off his back leg as a pitcher. Kind of short strides it, which can be deceptive to a hitter. And the hitter is cognizant of how fast he works. You know, calling timeout, trying to make sure that you don't make me feel jumpy, especially with 2 strikes.
2-2 on the way. And the count's full.
Doesn't walk anybody, but the opponent's average was about 281, I thought, if I saw it correctly, which means he's hittable.
Rounded to second. Easy for Carpenter. 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th.
A nice sequence of pitches there. Made his pitches. Most of that short arm fastball on the outside half, though.
Let you know how dangerous Hanley is. He's gotten so many big hits, including home runs late in games for the Dodgers.
He bats with 2 out here in the 7th in a 2-2 game. That made us ahead 0-1. 2-6-0 for the Dodgers. 2-3-0 for St. Louis. All the runs coming in the 3rd. Ramirez already hit once tonight, and that one inside. 1-1. Getting down to it here in the 7th inning of game 1. All tied. You feel it on every pitch. Maness ahead, a ball and 2 strikes.
Again, you like reading the hitter. What happened on the last pitch? He was late on that fastball, which kind of tells me he was sitting a little bit more off speed for that breaking ball.
Just did get a piece. And again, Adams, the first baseman, playing well off the line. Ramirez hit it there last time. He made a fine backhand stop to get the out.
If you take a look at Freese, he's playing more guarding against the double. You would say that's shading the line. He's not guarding right on the line, but he certainly can take a step and dive and stop the ball from going down the line here. It was wide open down the first base line, though.
Here comes a 2-2. Full count to the Dodgers' number 3 hitter. Adrian Gonzalez waiting on deck.
I have to have the breaking ball in the back of my mind here if I'm handling. Try to push the fastball or fight the fastball off. There it is.
A bullet foul.
The problem you have as a pitcher, especially a young man who doesn't walk anybody, is your first thought is, I'm going to throw a slider here, but I need to throw it for a strike. And those are the ones that hang a lot. You can't have that thought in the postseason. You've got to say, I'm going to throw my good one.
Yeah, I hate what it just happened to the hitter. He hit a bullet foul. Now you're thinking, is he going to change the pitch? And he does.
A 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals pen, which ends with a strikeout of Ramirez. Time to stretch in St. Louis.
Molina catching all those innings, running up to the plate. That must not be that much fun for a pitcher. You see guys starting to run up to the plate, but Greinke's matched him so far tonight.
Cardinals 82-46 when Molina started, 15-19 when he did not. He leads it off here in the bottom half of the 7th.
That could be a definition of most valuable player.
Round out in the 2nd, single in the 4th.
Same for Greinke every time. Once he gets the sign from A.J. Ellis, a little breathing exercise before he throws the ball to the plate.
Two balls and one strike. Don Mattingly's Dodgers putting together a remarkable run mid-season, winning 42 out of 50. The seat could not have been hotter for Don Mattingly than it was before that run. A team that was 12 games under 500 on June 21st and then ran away with the National League West.
Had a bunch of injuries, though. And Donnie Koch told us early in the season, if we can just get our guys healthy, let's just stay right here, we'll make a run. I don't think he expected this big of a run.
Line into left field. Molina singles to lead off the 7th.
One of the few fastballs that Greinke has left on the inside part of the plate when he was trying to work away. Molina took advantage of it.
And a little clap of the hands on the way down to first for the Cardinal catcher. And that brings up John Jay.
They've bunted with Jay this season.
Uribe on the edge of the grass at third.
What you want to do is for your pitcher there, Cal, sorry, is they want to hold that ball a little longer before you throw it to first, because you're just trying to see if the hitter will commit and let you know if he's bunting or not.
Yeah, I was going to make the same point. The design of that play is not because they're worried that Molina is going to steal. You're trying to get an indication from John Jay at home plate. Did you square? Can I charge more aggressively if I'm Uribe?
He squares and gets it down. Greinke's going to go to second, and they get the force. Greinke never hesitated.
Well, we talked about Joe Kelly being a great athlete. Well, Zach Greinke is a quick athlete, great fielder, and he showed it there.
He helps himself all the time with his defensive ability, backing up bases. He is a really good fielding pitcher.
A BMW clear advantage. You look at David Freese and his postseason hits. Taking advantage of all fields. And he bats here with a runner at first, one down in the seventh.
I guess that stat says we're going to play him straight away.
And trying to disguise the bunt, Jake got the bunt right back to Greinke, who, falling away from second base, was able still to throw a strike.
The place to try to bunt that ball was to the first base side. You have a third baseman that can charge. You got Greinke, a good fielding pitcher. Try to make Agon come in from his position, holding a runner on first to make that play. Got a lot more leeway, margin for error on how hard you bunt if you bunt it to first.
How hard the ball was bunted, the speed of the runner at first, all contributing to spoil the sacrifice attempt.
Greinke's got good feet, quick moves to first base. Only 3 stolen bases off him all season.
Freese takes a strike. Jay over at first with the hammer, Chris Maloney in his ear. Big cut by Freese, came up empty, 1-2.
Well, going right by the game plan, Greinke knows that Freese is vulnerable inside. He's got tremendous power out over the plate and to right field and right center field.
And an inside fastball in a double play situation, if you can jam the hitter, creates a good double play opportunity.
The 1-2. Out even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The only left-hander in the Dodger bullpen on their NLCS roster is up and throwing J.P. Howell. Paco Rodriguez, another lefty who was on the Division Series roster, left off of this roster. Jay leads from first. And Greinke steps off.
That was called for a fastball away. It's a dangerous pitch for Greinke. On 2 strikes, Freese has great ability to hit the ball to right field. So he shakes it off.
Missed with the 2-2, and Greinke wanted it.
Umpire and the hitter were fooled by that pitch.
That was a good pitch. Good breaking ball right there on the corner.
These little tiny things during the regular season are so huge now.
With the fastball away.
There goes Jay. Ball hit to right, sinking. Puig makes the catch, the throw to first for the double play. Jay was on the run, so was Puig. The catch and the strike to first. We're still tied going to the 8th. Puig had one of those double plays in the Atlanta series, a 9-3. So we move to the 8th in a 2-2 game.
2 plays last inning can energize a team, forcing the runner at second base from an attempted sac bunt, and then ending a double play in that fashion.
Carlos Martinez, the new St. Louis pitcher. 4th one used by Mike Matheny, and he faces Adrian Gonzalez.
Well, Martinez was recalled 5 different times this season from Memphis. Made one start, it came against the Dodgers when he gave up a 3-run home run to A.J. Ellis. Another one of those fantastic arms, young arms, in the bullpen for St. Louis.
Appeared in 3 games in the division series against Pittsburgh. And he's here in a big spot in game 1 of the NLCS. And he issues a leadoff walk to Gonzalez here in the 8th. Aerial coverage provided by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Pinch runner, D. Gordon. Pinch runs for Gonzalez.
That kind of surprises me.
That's an interesting move with a tie game and taking out one of your best hitters. Going for the attack now.
You know, what if this game goes 12 innings or 13 innings? You're taking one of your best RBI guys out.
And you no doubt remember D. Gordon from game 2 of the Atlanta series and the attempted stolen base. Gerald Laird threw him out. And the look of stunned disbelief that was on Gordon's face that night.
Well, this is why he's on the roster.
Here's Puig. Big cut. 0-1.
Just to run, make things happen.
Good luck against Molina.
Not going. Ball and a strike. Tim Wallach, the Dodgers' third base coach, getting his message across to Gordon. And a throw over. Back on his belly.
I wouldn't expect any sort of hit and run. Doesn't seem like the right situation for a hit and run, but he could be given a sign every pitch that he's either holding him or giving him the green light.
Not going. Grounded. Short. Kozma gets the force. Nice play in the hole by Kozma.
Again, one of those top spin balls again. Trying to throw the ball to the back of the base. That's where Gordon's speed could have come into question by beating that to second base.
Interesting. Gordon really wanted to run on that pitch, but did not get a good jump.
That situation's really not a double play ball. Puig's not going to get thrown out on 2. You want to try to beat that in. Slide straight into second base.
Here's your Uribe. Puig now the runner at first. Rounded to second. 4, 6, 3. The Cardinals turn it. Carpenter had a little issue getting it out of his glove. Kozma made the turn. It's still 2-2 as we go to the bottom half of the 8th. Pete Kozma leads it off against Zach Greinke. Swings at the first pitch, and right away, Michael Young makes the putout. 1 down.
Carpenter had a hard time getting this ball out of his glove.
Gets it stuck maybe once, almost twice. Kozma does a nice turn because Puig is bearing down on him. Quick release, gets the ball over to first base. A nice quick turn without the use of your legs much.
Adrian Chambers is going to pinch hit here in the 8th. Batting in the 9 hole, and Matt Carpenter, the top of the order on deck.
Greinke had never gone more than 6 innings in any postseason start, now into his 8th.
And he's quickly ahead of Chambers 0-2. Just that the hiccup in the 3rd inning, Ron. He retires the first 2, strikes out the first 2 hitters, Freese and Kozma. Then Kelly with the first base hit of the night for the Cardinals. A walk to Carpenter, double off the wall by Beltrán. That tied the game at 2, and that's where we stand here in the bottom half of the 8th.
Greinke has so many pitches. A.J. Ellis has a tough time figuring out which one to put down.
So the hitter sometimes thinking you're just messing with me, shaking no, 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 no.
You know what I think happened in that 3rd inning, guys, is that when you are cruising like Greinke was cruising, I know it's only 8 hitters, but you are shocked when the pitcher gets a hit off you. And once he got on base, then he was thinking about, boy, I didn't think I was going to have to face Carpenter in this inning, and walked him, and that started the ball rolling.
Yeah, the big play was the walk to Carpenter. Big at bat. Of course, Beltrán was a big at bat, but setting up that inning.
Chambers caught looking for the 2nd out of the 8th.
Well, the relationship that has been formed between pitcher Greinke and home plate umpire Jerry Davis is that he likes this backdoor slider. He loves to throw it, and he's getting Davis to call it, even if it's off the plate sometimes.
9th strikeout of the night for Zach Greinke. He did that 3 times in the regular season. And here's the top of the Cardinal order with 2 down, and Matt Carpenter.
What happens for a pitcher is that when you get an umpire to call a pitch consistently that you throw there, you know that's a weapon you can always go to. It's something you have in your back pocket at any time.
Led the National League in hits with 199, but only 1 in the postseason. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Walked and scored a run in the 3rd. Had a good cut, fouled it straight back, a ball and 2 strikes. The dangerous Beltrán on deck.
This is one of those situations you're talking about again, is that the back door breaking ball, if you have it in your pocket, you got 2 strikes, it's a safer pitch. And the umpire loses a little perspective on the outside corner. His position is on the inside. And it appears that breaking ball is coming back to the outside corner.
10 strikeouts on the night. Masterful work by Greinke. We're heading to the 9th. Trevor Rosenthal on here in the 9th.
They just made him the closer. Unbelievable fastball, 95 plus, and a great changeup.
Misses with the first one to Ethier.
I got to ask you, what was that? Double 8s, 88.
Changeup there.
Ethier 1 out of 3 in his return to the starting lineup. 2 balls and no strikes.
There's the 10-mile-an-hour difference. That rule, 98 mile an hour on your fastball, 88 on your change.
The stats for Ethier, he's always been a clutch player since he's been with the Dodgers. No home runs given up to a lefty by Rosenthal this year.
(108 strikeouts and 20 walks by Rosenthal. How good has that guy been tonight, Zach Greinke?
There were early indications he was going to be that good. Just faltered, lost his concentration, or just that one inning. He's been pretty spot on. Good command of his fastball. And we saw in the middle innings, good command of his breaking ball.
Rosenthal, the 5th St. Louis pitcher. The count full to Ethier.
What did Mattingly say before the game? He didn't want Ethier just to play. He wanted them to make plays. Big moment here.
Punched him out to start the 9th.
Just the fastball up in the strike zone. Threw it right by Ethier.
I was going to say, it looked like he had good hop down in the strike zone on the pitch before, but that one had a lot of hop up in the strike zone.
Here's A.J. Ellis. Skip Schumacher has grabbed a bat. He's in the on-deck circle.
We talked in the open that it was going to be the difference maker in this series. It's going to be the pitching of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Tried to hold up. And Mark Carlson said he did.
I thought he went around. Close call.
We talked about Manus working quickly. Rosenthal does too. Gets it back, and here it comes. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the air to left center field. Jay, 2 down. There you saw Gibby in the house tonight, Bob Gibson.
Maybe it's a Cardinal tradition. Everyone works fast and pitches in that uniform.
So here's Schumacher with 2 down, nobody on.
I always thought the pitchers work fast in general when they're decisive. When the pitch calling is right on the money, there's no hesitation, you're all on the same page, then you have the confidence to work fast.
See Molina directing shortstop Cosmo where to play. Like having a coach on the field.
Schumacher, part of that Cardinal World Championship team that beat Texas in 2011. Rosenthal ahead 1-2. Schumacher went 3 for 13 in the Atlanta series, started each of those games in center field for Ethier. Did knock in 2 runs.
Try to make the down and away pitch with the changeup. After throwing the ball right past Schumacher, you want to make sure you don't get that in the strike zone.
1-2-3 in the top of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th in St. Louis. Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. And Brian Wilson on in relief of Zach Greinke.
Well, this was one of the biggest and best developments for the Dodgers late in the season. He established that he's back.
Carlos Beltrán takes a strike. Beltrán knocked in the 2 St. Louis runs with a double off the wall in the 3rd. It tied the game at 2.
A veteran like Beltrán, certain at bats, they might sit on a pitch. He might sit on the slider from Wilson.
Missed. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dodgers signed him on July 30th. Pitched in 18 games with an ERA of 0.66. Didn't allow a homer. There's a strike. 2-2. Facing a guy with an impressive postseason portfolio. In tight, count full.
In these situations, the tendency for a hitter is to think home run, but you got to blow that out of your mind. You got to get on base, you got to have a good at bat, and if you have that ability to hit a home run, sometimes it happens.
In the air to center field. Plenty of room for Ethier, 1 down.
Well, why the signing was great is that you've got a World Series hero, a guy that loves the action, loves being in the game late in the game, and just had to see if he was healthy. He's proven that.
And he comes in this game right in the teeth of that Cardinal order. Beltrán, Holiday, Adams, who can all end it with a swing.
And from my perspective, he seems to be pitching a little bit more. He will show 96 every once in a while, as we just saw. Not the consistent velocity, but he's making other pitches.
Holiday is 0 for 3. Saw Rick Honeycutt, the pitching coach. Popped up over near the St. Louis dugout, and it gets in the 1st or 2nd row. 1-2.
Great execution by the Dodger pitchers, Greinke and here Wilson, in this game of getting that ball all the way inside on Holiday. Dangerous place to go in a tie game.
Greinke worked 8. struck out 10, walked 1. Wilson facing Holiday.
Interesting pitch there, though. That's that little cutter that he's starting inside, trying to bring it back over for a called strike.
Yeah, many times the 2 stands for a curveball. But in their signs, the 2 is that try to go in, freeze him, bring the cutter back to the inside corner.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Holiday. And he got him for the second out. Great piece of pitching right there by Brian Wilson.
He dropped down a little bit.
This is that same pitch, yeah. Got a little spin to this one now.
So 2 up and 2 down here in the 9th. And Matt Adams looking for his first hit. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
It's 95 paint right there, Ronnie.
Yep.
That number. The Cardinals have not had a walk-off home run this season.
What do you make of that, Ronnie? They're a good team. They win games. They're only 11, the fewest.
The way they hit with runners in scoring position, 330 this year, they pummeled people for the most part. They didn't have to come back.
Yeah, they're playing ahead.
The 2-1. And we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Earlier in the game, Zach Greinke, when he got ahead of Matt Adams with 2 strikes, he climbed the ladder through a high fastball.
What I find pretty interesting is we saw Zach Greinke shaking quite a bit to get the pitches. I haven't seen Brian Wilson shake hardly at all. So they're very much in sync about what they want to accomplish.
Like Wilson had almost taken a step toward the Dodger dugout on that one. Instead, 3 and 2. A 2-out walk here in the 9th.
An example where they did shake to the backdoor breaking ball, the backdoor cutter, trying to stay out there, not making a mistake over the middle part of the plate.
Just the second walk by Dodger pitching. The other one scored. That was Matt Carpenter in the 3rd. Here's Yadier Molina.
With 2 outs, Matheny is not going to run for Adams. He's going to have a difficult time scoring on a double if Molina gets one.
As you can see, the outfield is playing deep now. A double can possibly score the runner from first base. They're guarding against that.
Molina 2 out of 3. Singles in the 4th and the 7th.
Carl Crawford is not playing as deep as the other two. Ethier and Puig are guarding against it. And Molina has power to hit the ball over his head.
A 4-pitch walk, and the winning run moves to second.
Rick Honeycutt is definitely going to come out and talk to Brian Wilson, but almost looked like a pitch around there to face John Jay. Dangerous to put the winning run in second base.
Yeah, pitch around that puts the winning run in scoring position. Rick Sutcliffe will appreciate the fact that you think he should be a pitching coach.
Well, he is in the ballpark.
He is. He was in the booth. That's what's stuck in my mind. Former Dodger. They were telling all their Dodger stories downstairs.
I think he pitched with the Cardinals too at the end too, didn't he?
Runners lead from first and second for John Jay. Who takes a strike.
This is where maybe the outfielders might want to pinch in a little bit. Ethier is playing deep. He's got to have a shot at him on a base hit. Puig has moved in a little bit in right field. He's the one with the cannon and the accurate arm.
Cardinals exceptional in 2013 with runners in scoring position.
That's an unbelievable number right there. Cooled off in the first round of the playoffs. Good hitting team with guys in scoring position.
The 1-1.
Yeah, if you look from this overhead shot right here, you see Crawford's in a little bit. Ethier is deep back there where the arch is in the field, and Puig is a little bit more shallow.
The 1-2 from Wilson to Jay. Way upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now what you don't want to do if you're Wilson is go 3-2 and give a guy like Adams that running start from second. Big pitch here at 2-2.
Hanley bluffs him back a little bit at second base, trying to shorten his primary lead.
That looked like a good pitch. Had a lot of run back over the plate.
Heck of a pitch. Big pitch not to get the call.
Now the runners get a head start with the count 3-2. And time called.
You just can't take off on first move. You still have that inside move that I still consider sort of a balk move. So you're not going to get a big running start, but you will get a little bit of running start.
Jerry Davis breaking up the meeting between Ellis and Wilson.
The whole game has been about the strikes that Jerry Davis has called for the Dodgers. The story now is the one he might not have. And that's why he's hearing it from the Dodger bench.
Well, twice this inning, you've seen Wilson take a step toward that dugout thinking end of inning.
Well, all the pitches have been on that outside part, not the inside.
3-2. In the air to center field. Ethier squeezes it. And 9 innings is not enough in game 1. The Dodgers 10-5 in extra inning games. St. Louis 6-6. And Trevor Rosenthal's in there for another frame for the Cardinals.
It's interesting what you'll do with your pitching staff in the postseason. Their closer is going to go into the 10th. You know, usually he didn't become the closer, though, till late. Edward Mujica was the closer for most of the season. So 6 times Rosenthal went 2 innings. So he's done it before.
He's built for it, too.
Yeah.
Big and strong, throws hard, not going to be a tail off, but if you need him to close out games during the regular season, you can't bring him in for a 2-inning because you don't know what you're going to play the next 3 days. But in the playoffs, you have the luxury of knowing when the off days are, and you could actually extend them a little bit more.
He will face the top of the Dodger order. Carl Crawford. Crawford doubled in the 3rd. He's 1 out of 4.
You're Crawford now. You got to take a pitch, I would think. Tie game, 2-0 count.
Taking he is. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And the top of the order kind of reminds me that Gonzalez, his AEB, is coming up. It's looming in this inning.
That's how the game works, Cal. You knew it was going to happen.
Both managers with a sense of urgency for the first game, playing aggressive.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And he just gets enough to stay alive. Rosenthal came on in the 9th, struck out Ethier. Got Ellis, A.J. Ellis, on a fly ball to center. Picked up 2 strikeouts in the inning. In the air to right. Beltrán back. Edge of the track. 1 down. Crawford kind of one-handed that to right.
Well, as we saw in the last series, when the all-speed pitch, and I'm talking about an all-speed pitch in his power, around the 88-mile-an-hour range, and that changeup is 88, he's got the power, even though he was fooled a little bit, to hit that ball to the track, to hit that ball to the ballpark.
Mark Ellis takes a strike, 0-1. And quickly ahead, 0-2. See Ellis stepping out, Rosenthal wanting to work as quickly as possible, and now Ellis will step back in. Stayers at 97.
He hasn't lost a thing off his fastball in the 2nd inning. Consistently 97, 98.
Into right center field. That's a base hit. And that ball is going to get past Jay and roll all the way to the wall. Ellis is around second. The throw to third will be late. And Mark Ellis is at third with 1 out. Jay, known for his defense in center field here, Ron, what happened?
He took a bad angle. That's what happened to him. I mean, he underestimated how hard this ball was hit. Kind of skipped on him, too, and gets by him here.
That's exactly what happened. The first hop was a good skip. You could see it change the spin on the ball. And at this time of the night, and the ball hit that hard. He might have underestimated how hard that ball was hit. Skipped right to the wall. Takes advantage of it.
Veteran trying to get that fifth gear.
He was down at third, so was Wallach at third. And that's the go-ahead run 90 feet away here in the 10th. A one-out triple, and now here's Hanley Ramirez. And there is no chance he'll see a pitch.
Yep, I was wondering what the strategy was going to be. Could have put him on here in 4. And by pinch running, this was Agon's at bat coming up.
Maybe in capable hands, though, of the veteran Michael Young.
Oh, look out. People always ask, why don't you just put him on? Because sometimes you throw one a little close to the plate.
A little closer, and Hanley might have had a whack at it.
I think he could have hit that one.
Runners at first and third. In the 8th inning, Cal referred to it. Adrian Gonzalez walked, and they pinch ran for him with D. Gordon. So Gonzalez taken out of the game, and Michael Young replaced him at first. He comes to the plate here in the 10th in a huge spot. Runners at first and third.
Matheny wants to make sure he gets his defense correct.
Moline says, you're coming to me. So there's no chance that they're going to actually turn around and try a double play. The infielders aren't positioned for that. You might want to freeze the runner at third and force the runner at second base to get one out, but you need an out here, and you cannot let the runner score.
It's the veteran Michael Young at the plate. Takes low and away, 1-0.
Well, we've seen the fastball 98, 99 miles an hour from Rosenthal, but Young has always been his entire career a great fastball hitter.
The veteran turns 37 a week from tomorrow. And he bats with runners at first and third in a tie game. In the air, not too deep. Beltrán's got a great arm, makes the catch, throw to the plate. Here it comes. Ellis is out. What a throw by Beltrán. A strike. Ellis with no chance. We're going to the bottom of the 10th. So we move to the bottom of the 10th, still tied. And here's David Freese. He's 0 for 3. Ronald Belisario, the third Dodger pitcher, throws a strike. Man alive, what a moment here in the top of the 10th. In the air to right, routine play as Puig puts it away, 1 down.
Well, what you're taught as a catcher is you turn your shoulder and back to the runner. And I think you're right, Cal. Technically, there was not a tag.
A lot of contact.
There was a lot of contact, exactly.
Pete Kozma Shortened up on the bat as if to bunt. And took a strike, 0-1. Cosmo's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And he's behind 0-2. The youngster Colton Wong has a bat. He's in the on-deck circle. Two to the number 8 hitter in the Cardinal lineup. Two up and two down here in the 10th.
Belisario much sharper stuff tonight. He's got a great heavy sinking fastball and a good slider. Cosmo gets a sinker here.
That's a hard sinker at 96. You can see the two seam spin. The air against the seam knocking it down and into a righty.
Rick Honeycutt with his battery. J.P. Howell loose in that Dodger pen. Colton Wong just had his 23rd birthday on Thursday. When they called him up in August, he went 5 for 18 in his first 5 games, and then in his next 27 went 4 for 41. Rounded to short. Ramirez throws him out. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals in the 10th. We head to the 11th at Busch. Top half of the 11th inning in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. Thanks for being with us here on TBS. Mark McGuire, the Dodgers hitting coach. Adrian Gonzalez, who's been removed from the game for a pinch runner, each with some words for Yasiel Puig, who will lead it off here in the 11th. And he'll face the Axeman.
John Axford departed in the trade late in the season from the Brewers, where he had an up and down season, but much better with the Cardinals. In fact, finished with 9 scoreless appearances.
Certainly remember him with the Milwaukee Brewers, and at one point had that streak of 49 straight saves.
Straight over the top fastball and good big curveball.
Pitch 10 1/3 for the Cardinals. Did not allow a home run. Puig, Uribe, Ethier in the 11th. 5, 6, and 7 hitters for LA. Puig is 0 for 4.
One number that jumps out at you for John Axford is he gave up 10 home runs. That's a high number for a relief pitcher. Good thing is they all came with Milwaukee. He was better with the Cardinals.
They're not strictly guarding the lines here. Freese is pinched over in the line, but remember in the last series, Puig shot one down the right field line for extra base hit.
Did he have a cut?
Yes, he did.
Frank Howard, the great slugger, said, get a pitch and turn the fan on. Well, he turned the fan on there.
A little bit behind, a little bit long on his swing. When you try to hit it that far.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
In with a fastball again. Didn't get it in though.
Two from Axford to Puig. Strike 3 called for the first out here in the 11th.
They just kept pounding him in, and Axford finally makes the pitch. Puig pointing that the ball was down. You never really want to do that. Show up the umpire.
What if there's a language issue? You got to use a little sign language, don't you?
Here's Uribe. Breaking pitch stayed high, 1-0. Uribe's 2 out of 4. He has knocked in the 2 Dodger runs. So he knocked in the last 2 Dodger runs of the Atlanta series and has knocked in the first 2 runs of this series for LA. On the ground, Cosma, nice stop. Runs him down, 2 down.
Nice play using the slide to help get yourself up in a position to throw. Very athletic play. 2 down.
That brings up Andre Ethier. 1 for 4, singled his first time. And has struck out his last 2, 1 looking, 1 swinging.
Ethier only has 1 hit off Axford. That's a home run.
Axford, the 6th St. Louis pitcher. Joe Kelly started. Out in front. And fouled it at the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, 2-0 hook. That home run must have been on a fastball. 1-0 hook takes him to 2-0. Not giving in at all with the fastball. Drops a 2-0 hook on him.
Three balls and 1 strike.
This is always the dilemma for a hitter here. He just dropped a 2-0 hook on me. Now it's 3-1. Similar count. Should I look for a hook? I'm guessing he looks for the fastball.
Ethier draws a 2-out walk and brings A.J. Ellis to the plate.
Molina wants Axford to handle Ellis.
Ellis has a fielder's choice in 4 trips. Nick Punto has a bat in the on-deck circle. Another former Cardinal.
Close pitch, but definitely a ball.
It's going to be interesting to see Ethier in his first game how he runs if Ellis is able to split the outfielders with an extra base hit.
As we told you earlier, Don Mattingly wanted to see him run full speed, wanted to see him slide. Said he's able to run the bases. And that's why he's in there. Grounded up the middle. 2-out base hit. Ethier will stick at second. 2 runners on now with 2 out. And here comes Nick Punto.
You remember earlier, what the issue of him running wasn't about straight ahead, it was about turning the base. And this could be a situation, if a base hit to the outfield, he's got to turn hard at third base. That's where the walk kind of complicates things, you know, because then there's a base hit and all of a sudden you got a guy in scoring position. Didn't want to get beat with the long ball or the home run. Pitched carefully to Ethier, but now he's in scoring position.
Lance Lynn, Kevin Segrist loosening in the Cardinal bullpen. And once again, nervous time here in extras in game 1. They had 2 base runners in the 10th when Beltrán bailed them out with a strike to the plate to complete a double play. Punto takes a strike.
Clearly, John Jay is in a whole lot more shallow than we're used to seeing him play here. Now it's the off field to Punto, and so Holiday and Jay are playing a little more shallow than Beltrán. But they're in position to make a play at home plate.
And 2. Like Skip Schumacher, who's been used as a pinch hitter, Punto, a member of that 2011 Cardinal team that won it all. Now he's trying to break their hearts in the 11th.
Two perfect pitches. Outfielder's a lot more shallow here with 2 strikes.
In fact, Molina pulled Beltrán in.
Bounced it up there, and Molina, nothing getting by him.
In some ways, it's a bit of a gamble to play shallow. Ball splits the gap. Now you have 2 runs in as opposed to 1. You still get a chance to bat in the bottom of the inning. Punto more of a contact hitter, and with 2 strikes, more defensive.
Punched him out on the foul tip into the mitt of Molina. We head to the bottom of the 11th. Top of the order here in the bottom of the 11th for St. Louis. And Matt Carpenter will face the Lone Ranger in the Dodger bullpen, the only lefty, J.P. Howell.
He's had 17 appearances now in the postseason, most of them coming from the Tampa Bay Rays.
Carpenter 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. And takes outside.
Carpenter bunted that. He was bringing that to Michael Young, the veteran at first base. Try to beat Howell to the bag. Seen Howell's motion. He really follows through to the third base bag.
Oh. One for 19 in the Pirates series, 0 for 3 here tonight. Three balls and no strikes. Chris Withrow loosening in the Dodger pen. Howell, the fourth LA pitcher. That's over for a strike, 3-1.
In the series against the Braves, LA relievers walked the first batter they faced 5 times.
Hit well to right, and it lands in front of Puig, who traps it, and he's going to throw behind and just miss it. What a gamble by Puig in right. If that ball gets past him, it's 3.
He only knows one way, 100 miles an hour. Great hitting here by Carpenter.
He's playing all out, and it is amazing that he catches this on the short hop. Keeps it in front of him, then has the presence of mind after he realizes it's still stuck in his glove. I'm going to throw to first base behind him. That could have easily been a triple. Turns out to be only a single. That probably was a hard dive, too.
Puig still on a knee and right.
Maybe knocked the wind out of him a little bit.
A lot of Dodger fans trying to catch their breath right now. Carpenter with a lead at first. Here's Beltrán. In the air to left, over by the line and into the seats. So Beltrán turning around to bat right-handed against Howell.
Oh. Check behind him.
Check behind him first.
Is it back there?
Then he tried to sell it to Greg Gibson, the umpire that was there, and then a strike to first base.
A lot going into that, but a single in the books. Oh, 0-1 to Beltrán. Davey Lopes working on the defensive positioning of Dodger outfielders.
He was basically saying you're on the pull side of center field to Ethier.
Ran it inside and missed. Count even to Beltrán. He knocked in the 2 St. Louis runs back in the third. 2-out double off the wall. That came off Zach Greinke, who didn't give up much. A 10 strikeout, 1 walk, 8 innings of work.
Beltrán has always been a high ball hitter from the right side.
Easy in center field for Ethier. 1 down in the 11th.
Interesting here now, J.P. Howell is not like the hard throwers, Greinke and others that have been in this game. It'll be more difficult for him to pitch Holiday inside.
Holiday looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 4. Struck out his last time. That was against Brian Wilson, who had to work out of a jam in the ninth.
It really doesn't look like there's any aspirations to steal with that lead. You still want to make sure you get a good secondary, so if the balls hit the right field, you have a chance to go first and third.
Right at short, Ramirez late with the throw back. Carpenter put on the brakes, got back in on the throw to Young. 2 down.
Yeah, this was an excellent read right here. He first takes off when the ball's hit hard, realizes that it's right at Hanley, and has the athleticism to get back.
Good play by Young also.
Good read.
Now here's Matt Adams. Oh for 3 with a walk in the ninth. Adams 25 with great power. When Alan Craig got hurt, he stepped right in, filled that void.
A lot of meetings, and this is the time when you don't want to leave anything unsettled. Communication has to be perfect, no cross-ups. You got to be on the same page.
The 2-0. Tried to hold up, couldn't. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, you get to a point as a hitter where you're just guessing fastball because you want to do some damage, but he countered with the slider.
Well, JP will throw virtually anything in any counts, and that's his success. He doesn't rely on his overwhelming stuff. He relies on his deception and throwing what they're not looking for.
Carpenter with a lead at first. The 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. A top step night in game 1 of the NLCS. Who's going to blink? Three and 2 to Matt Adams.
And Just another perfect example. This is a curveball that starts at him and breaks over the plate. Normally a 3-1 count is a fastball count. So now you have the option, after you've shown that, you have the option of throwing anything because the hitter now is not sitting necessarily on dead red or fastball.
Carpenter will be off with the pitch.
So they go back to the curveball again.
To first, and Michael Young played it off his chest, stepped on the bag, and we are going to head to the 12th in St. Louis, tied up at 2. Lance Lynn.
Another different way of using a bullpen. Pitched game 2, got the loss, and 4 1/3 innings pitch, gave up 5 runs in that game against the Pirates.
7th St. Louis pitcher tonight.
Who's better set up in the pen right now?
I think you still got a lot of in a game that's in extra innings. You got Shelby Miller, you got Mujica in the bullpen, and Segrest. So you still have some great arms out there. And Miller's a guy that could give you innings, just like Lynn could give you some extra innings.
Yeah, you need that other starter when you get to this stage to eat up some innings and give you a chance to win.
Yeah.
Carl Crawford comes to the plate for the 6th time tonight. The Dodger leadoff hitter takes a strike from Lynn. He doubled in the 3rd, was forced at the plate. You think back to that, if Joe Kelly fields that comebacker cleanly from Puig, when he got that force of Crawford at the plate, if they turn that 1-2-3 double play, then Uribe never comes up. And Uribe delivered the hit that scored the 2 runs.
And if Greinke could have got the pitcher out, he might not have had his inning, right?
All this woulda, coulda, shoulda.
That's right.
And if Ethier would have caught the ball on tough play, you can go back and do that game the whole time.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's why it's really true that any game can be won or lost in any one of the 9 innings. We place a big emphasis on the extra innings and even the 8th and 9th. But a mistake in the 1st can affect the outcome of the game.
Pop foul out of play by Crawford. Here comes the 2-2. Tried to paint the corner, but missed. Count full. Blooper into center. That's going to fall for a leadoff hit. Crawford aboard here in the 12th.
Slider kind of jams him on the hands, but able to get that into center field.
The Crawford, when he's swinging the bat well, is set up on the fastball or the hard stuff to hit the ball to left center field or down the left field line. Got in on him, still strong enough to push it out there into shallow right center field for a hit.
Now here's Mark Ellis.
The guy certainly that Don Mattingly will bunt with.
Again, here's another one of those opportunities on the pickoff move, the hold and the pickoff move, so it can alert the defense. What is he going to do? Is he going to square to bunt?
So Ellis, a great hit and run man also.
Looked like the sign was to throw to first. Now, it was so quick that it happened, I saw Ellis square late, so there's a little game playing. Okay, look, I'm getting ready to bunt.
Ellis tripled his last time. That was on the receiving end of that Beltrán throw in the double play. There goes Crawford with Ellis swinging.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit of a fake attempt to show bunt after they threw over to first base. It didn't seem realistic to me. Didn't anticipate the hit and run, but an aggressive move right there. Instead of bunting, try to put the hit and run on. Waited a little too long and fouled it off to the right.
Ellis 2 for 5. Crawford edging away at first. And he takes. Freese was charging from third as Ellis shortened up.
Pretty good pitch right there. And again, the place to bunt this is down the first base line.
Signs being relayed from the Dodger dugout. Mattingly to Wallach over at third, and then to Crawford, the runner at first.
Take another shot in the hit and run.
Count is 1-1.
Squared early.
Squared and took 2-1.
This is a better count for the hit and run. And it's important, if you're the hit and run hitter, try to hit the ball on the ground. Don't try to be so careful where you place the ball. Don't try to look at who vacates their position to cover or not. Hit the ball on the ground.
He squares and lays it down. And they will make the play to first. Sacrifice accomplished. Adams thought about seeing if that ball would go foul, but then made the play and the flip to first.
It would have been a risk. It looked like it might, but the risk would have been let it go, hit the bag, go past the bag. Ball was bunted hard. Gets on the dirt. It looks like it has that action that it's going to go foul. Take the shore out, you still have options.
Crawford to second. Ramirez again will not be pitched to. So Ramirez was hit by a pitch in the first, walked and scored in the third. Grounded out in the fifth, struck out in the seventh, and now intentional walks in both the 10th and the 12th.
These decisions made much easier for Matheny, though, because Adrian Gonzalez is no longer in the game.
Goes back to the 8th inning when Gonzalez walked, and then D. Gordon pinch ran, did not steal a bag, was forced on a ground out.
So Michael Young in for Gonzalez, has another chance.
Two teams making history tonight.
Young hit the fly ball to right that Beltrán caught and turned into an inning-ending double play in the 10th. Crawford's at second, Ramirez at first with one out. Lynn catches the corner, 0-1. Fouled straight back, and quickly Lynn is ahead 0-2.
Well, he had a good pitch to hit there.
I'm watching Carpenter at second base, holding Crawford on. He is a threat to steal. I don't think he'll steal in this count, but I'm a little concerned he's giving up a lot of space. Michael Young can shoot the ball to that right side. Seems like they're having a discussion out there. Maybe you should try to hold him on here.
Grounded up the middle. Cosma takes it himself on another inning-ending double play turned by the Cardinals. The Dodgers going to Chris Withrow. They're in the 12th.
Gave up a couple of runs in 2/3 an innings pitched in game 2, but had a heck of a year for them this year in limited games. Right-handed pitchers in the bullpen now for the Dodgers.
And Volquez is your long guy.
Yes.
We give you multiple innings. You're not going to want to use your closer, so you take the lead if you're the Dodgers. That leaves Volquez and Marmol.
Yadier Molina will lead it off for the Cardinals in the 12th. He's reached 3 times with singles in the 4th and 7th. And he was trying to send everybody home here in St. Louis. 0-1. Tried to hold up, could not. Mark Carlson at first says he went. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I'd say he committed on that. The fastball. Couldn't hold up on the breaking ball.
Oh, 2 hit to right. And Puig there for the first out. One out for John Jay. He's 0 for 4. 4 runs, 14 hits, no errors combined tonight. A 2-2 game in the 12th.
This game here gives you a little peek into what this series is going to be all about.
2 very evenly matched teams.
Two balls and no strikes to the Cardinals center fielder, with 7 home runs on the year, knocked in 67 runs. University of Miami product. On the ground to second. Ellis gobbles it up and throws him out. 2 up and 2 down. Just about midnight here in the Central Time Zone, 1 o'clock on the East Coast. And you're watching the National League Championship Series here on TBS. And a doozy in game 1. 2-2, bottom 12, 2 down. Here's David Freese.
Somebody's going to turn into a pumpkin here, right?
Healthy cut, 1-1.
2 good cutters or sliders. Very hard with little break. 93 and 90.
Free's a guy who knows postseason drama. Showed that off against Texas in the World Series in 11. Fouled off, and it bounced up and hit him. 1-2. Joe Kelly and Zach Greinke started this game several hours ago. Strike 3. The throw down to first by Ellis. And 12 innings is not enough. We head to the 13th. In St. Louis. Yasiel Puig 0 for 5. Two balls and no strikes. Shallow right. Beltrán has it for the first out.
I always feel sometimes when you get into these games, you get some hitters who get into hero mode. Everyone wants to hit one over the fence, and if you're St. Louis, walk off, or if the Dodgers. And this is the guy that can do it, though.
You know, there's also hero counts.
Yeah.
So you start to think 1-0, 2-0, 3-1. Let me turn it loose. Pull off just a little bit, fly it out to right. Swings a little longer. You need base runners in extra inning games.
Healthy cut by Uribe, who has knocked in the only Dodger runs of the night. That was 10 innings ago. We're in the 13th.
He's not dangerous, as dangerous on that hard fastball, but a hanging breaking ball. His power goes up. And he stays in there a long time. Content to hit the ball to right field.
Lynn strikes him out. 2 down here in the 13th.
Just stayed with the hard stuff. Fastball away, right by him. Lynn's got a great arm. He's a tall, big right-hander. Gives a lot of arms and legs. Hard to pick up the baseball sometimes.
A little three-quarter delivery that can be very deceptive to the righty.
Here's Andre Ethier. Singled his first time, walked his last time. Bounced up the middle. Cosmo right in front of the bag, gloved it and threw him out. Shortstop Pete Cosmo leads it off in the bottom half of the 13th. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. And Withrow pours it in there, 0-1. Pitcher Lance Lynn in the on-deck circle. Missed again, 2-1. Out of play down the right side, and the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Greinke went 8. Gave up those 2 Cardinal runs in the 3rd. Walked only 1, struck out 10. That guy he walked did score, though, on the Beltrán double. Then it's been the Dodger bullpen working its 5th inning. Shattered bat. And Ellis puts that in his pocket, 1 down. There is the 1986 game we spoke of, featuring Ron Darling. 99 game went 15 in NLCS history, and who knows? Here on game 1 between the Dodgers and the Cardinals. Daniel Descalzo will pinch hit here in the 13th.
I think it's more agonizing for the fans than it is the players at some point.
No, agonizing, hardly the word for that young man. Two balls, no strikes.
Tony Cruz, the backup catcher, and Shane Robinson, the only ones left on that Cardinal bench.
Two 2-0 pitch, barely caught the top of the strike zone there.
Matt Carpenter, top of the order, on deck. Another strike to Descalzo, and it's even at 2-2.
We've seen the pitchers that can paint that outside corner tonight. Greinke started off doing it, and every Dodger pitcher seems to have that same ability.
Descalzo went just 1 for 9 in the NLDS. And he'll wait now on a full count pitch with 1 out in the 13th.
What's Honeycutt saying to the bullpen?
Well, he's probably saying if Withrow were to get in trouble, who's going to be the first person up? But their long man is probably going to be Edinson Volquez. So making sure he has time to warm him up. He's the starting pitcher.
The 3-2 blooped into center, and it's going to fall for a hit. Descalzo's at first with 1 down. Didn't get much of it, but got enough.
Well, you couldn't have thrown it in there any better, Cal.
Yeah, low fastball, waits, gets jammed just a little bit, hit it more towards the label, places it perfectly out in center field. Ooh, ball almost skipped past him, too.
So move by Rick Honeycutt to slow down the game, talk to Withrow, go over the hitter Carpenter, and get Kenley Jansen up in the bullpen. Usually when you're on the road, your closer will stay out there until you get an opportunity if you go ahead in the game. But these games are different. And sometimes if you get in trouble, you're going to have to go. to your closer.
Now, this is to get out of trouble.
Yes.
This is strategy here. If someone gets in second base and on third base, and that meeting was just to give them a little more time to get ready.
And if you get ahead, you'll worry about who closes it later.
Yeah, hypothetically, base hit here, first and third. You'll go to your closer.
Carpenter singled his last time. Takes downstairs, 1-0. The wheels have been turning for innings and innings now in both dugouts.
See A.J. Ellis, look at me now. I gave you a sign to throw over or to hold the ball. It looked like Withrow was coming to the plate.
Descalzo inching away from first.
That's the hold or step off. Normally when a hitter's at the plate that long and waiting and waiting and waiting, he'll be the one to call timeout because your eyes start to stare. And you don't want to have your eyes stare and still try to pick up that ball.
Two balls and no strikes.
Getting a little hotter out there on that mound for Chris Withrow. Carpenter looking for his signature hit here in the postseason.
Had only one against the Pirates. Has one tonight. Dodgers trying to do what they did in the National League Division Series. Win game one on the road, swipe the home field. Cardinals trying to protect the home turf here in the 13th. 3-0.
Hardest thing for some pitchers, especially in these postseason games, is that when they're getting a lot of signs to step off, hold the ball, throw over, they kind of lose their rhythm to throw to the plate, and it looks like what's happened to Withrow.
Four-pitch walk. Winning run in scoring position. And here's that man again. Carlos Beltrán steps to the plate. And Don Mattingly going to make a double switch. Scott Van Slyke. He'll come in defensively. Kenley Jansen coming in out of the pen. Drama in the 13th. Jansen not trying to save the game, he's trying to save the day.
with the double switch, this allows Jansen, if he can get out of this inning, of course, to pitch the 14th.
It's almost an indicator that he is going to go multiple innings if it stays tied.
Descalzo is the runner at second. He came through with a one-out single before Carpenter walked, and Beltrán at the plate. First pitch, a strike.
Mostly cutters you will see from Jansen.
One ball, one strike, with 2 on here in the 13th.
Gone through a lot of bubble gum.
And a lot of pitchers. Jansen the 6th on the LA side. Two balls and a strike to Beltrán. Matt Holliday waiting on deck. Jansen having to deal with the heart of the St. Louis order here in the 13th. And another bad one loads him up.
Most of the hitters very fidgety in the box, not Beltrán.
He's amazingly calm.
No sign needed.
No.
The 3-1 is lined to right. That's a fair ball in the corner. And the St. Louis Cardinals are going to win Game 1.
Cutter right on the inside part. He's all over it. Lines it down to the right field corner. Comes through again in the clutch. Big time postseason player.
Also a tough memory for your young closer to have. First batter he faces in NLCS.
You talked about how calm and cool he stood at the plate, and he calmly delivers the game winner. All 3 runs knocked in by Carlos Beltrán as the Cardinals take Game 1.
Neither Beltrán or Mattingly has been to the World Series. First shot by Beltrán.
It took 13 innings. But the St. Louis Cardinals take Game 1. Nearly 5 hours after it started. Let's go down to Craig Sager.
Well, Carlos, you drove in all 3 runs, about 10 innings in between. Everybody on pins and needles, you look so calm, you stay so calm. How do you do it?
Well, you know what? I mean, I think God gave me the calm that I need to play this game. I mean, basically, I approach this game trying to be simple and trying to stay in myself, and then you just go out and, you know, play the game the hard way.
You provided the offense, but you also had the defensive play of the game in the 10th inning with a throw gunning down the base runner, which had been the go-ahead run at home plate. What were you thinking when the ball came off the bat?
Well, as soon as the ball was hit in the air, you know, I told John Jay, I got it. He let me catch the ball, and I know I had a better angle than him. So, you know, I thank God that I was able to make a good play, and Jaddy was able to catch the ball and take that guy out.
We talked about how calm and cool you were during this game. Everybody else on pins and needles. But what about when it comes to postseason play? Why are you such a clutch hitter?
Well, you know what, man, like I said, you know, I got to give the glory and honor to God. He's the one to give me the opportunity to be able to play in October, and this is what it's all about. You know, you work so hard during off-season, spring training, regular season to get to this point, and we're fortunate to be here.
Two great teams. Is this a preview of what this whole series is going to be like?
That's a preview, man. And today was a good game, and that's what it's all about, you know. They didn't want to lose, we didn't want to lose, and you know, it turned down to 14 innings.
Well, a long game, but you're sending this Cardinal fans home happily. Congratulations, back up to you.
So it goes 13 innings here at Busch Stadium. Beltrán now hitting .429 in his postseason career with runners in scoring position. Needless to say, the guy you want up in that situation. Quickly, guys, I got about 30 seconds left. Put it in a capsule for me.
Well, I mean, we talked about the offense early on in the open. I'm sitting here thinking the pitching is dominating the way it normally does. And what a wonderful game. I don't know which was bigger, Beltrán's hit to end it or the throw he made from right.
13 innings, 13 pitchers used. Crazy game.